I will not sit on the baby. The baby is very cute. I want to pet the baby. Pet your mama. Pet your mama. Hello, I pet you. I love you. I love you. Yeah, I love you. It's good to your ears. It's good to your ear holes. Oh, your baby. It's a little baby. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. She is the guardian of my painkillers, of which I'm not allowed anymore. Bones are very cringe. You are correct. Alright, Wendy, you red-haired bitch. Bring back the Dreamsicle Frosty. That shit was gas. That shit was fucking gas. Bring that shit back. Bring that shit back. Right the fuck now. This like multi-berry Frosty that you replaced it with, that shit trash, dog. That shit ass. I'll drink it, because it's berries, and berries are good, but no, the orange Dreamsicle Frosty, that shit was absolute fucking bomb. Fuck you, Wendy. Fuck you, Wendy, you red-headed bitch. Okay, I did get that out. You guys want your plug in? Yes. That's on purpose. So, okay, but you plug into the year? Yeah!
No, we are. We absolutely are.
Oh, we are? Okay. Hi.
Oh.
Ham is very good, Pibby Cat. And, putting her on... Sorry. Ham is a very good kitten, except for when she's not. She is currently on my stream, attacking a bottle of vitamins underneath my monitor. If y'all would kindly look this way.
Huh?
Look at her on my stream. She's just attacking this little bottle of vitamins under my monitor.
Why has Ham wedged herself under the monitor?
Because she is stupid and potentially actually might be stupid actually. She's a baby. Actual baby. Alright, but hello everybody. Welcome to the Glimmer of Greed. We return. I am slightly less broken than I have been. So we are good to go. How's everyone been enjoying their hiatus? Yoo-hoo.
Video game.
Video game?
Crave the D&D.
Kiro is here. Kiro just not working for me, apparently.
I have passed away.
Kiro is dead. Die.
There is no more Lorson, but there is still Looper.
Well, at least we have that going for us.
Yeah. Lorson dies. We just give Looper the stat block.
New lore, Lupert is what dwarves become when their stones fully degrade.
That's crazy depressing, though. Actually.
Yeah,
No.
guys, I don't know how I feel about that.
This was
Maybe
maybe let's not do that one. I'm gonna veto that one.
Yeah, that one's a
No,
little too close to home.
Though I will say, if anything happens to Lurson, heavens forbid, you should absolutely re-roll as Lupert. That
That'd
should
be
just become your
incredible.
character. Just saying. I'm just putting that out there.
Disgust.
Oh my god. So who wants to recap what happened last time, or should I? See, because I'm the one who's been missing the last 5 weeks.
That was like 6 months ago. I don't know what happened.
Ah, god, it was 55 days ago.
Something about
It was
touching.
like 8 years ago.
We like touched a rock, and then
True.
Agog was having a weird dementia fantasy. So we have to like mentally torture him or find some other way of getting out.
So, I will. Ham, please do not attack my
Okay.
mouse. Oh my god.
I just need everybody to hear what Buck just said. We
Uh-huh.
licked a rock and went on a trip.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That tracks actually. No, that's spot on.
Yeah. Alright, so the long version of it is you touch this massive heartstone and you got transported either back in time or into a memory, you weren't really sure which, of the dwarven god Dungeth, who fled the mages when they attacked the dwarves and enslave them all many years ago. And fucking oh shit, sorry. Ah. Ah. And
Oh no, the ham.
sorry, my brain. Yeah, no, she actually bit my hand like really badly. That actually really hurt. Ow. Yeah. So
Cats
you.
always land on their feet, which means it's okay to throw them.
That's absolutely not true.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
we just made the agreement not to make that joke. Not doing it.
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
Huh? What?
Don't worry about it.
I know what who you were talking about. Okay. Yeah, so you found so you it's fine, Jade, it's fine. You met with Doomgeth and you basically were told by his sons that after all of his sons were killed and he fled while wounded, he was seeking the assistance of an old friend of his, a gold dragon by the name of Gearden, who you know is the Duke. But they believe that he could be woken up if you were to reenact the day that basically caused him to flee in the first place. Nightshade had an idea that was mentioned at the very end of the last session of trying to contact Gearden from inside of the dream and get him to wake up Doongath. So you don't have to, traumatize a god. But that's where we're coming in now. You guys are in your room in the memory mountain, I suppose, for lack of a better term. And that's where you left off, trying to have this conversation, as Nightshade is currently a puddle of black goop with a vaguely cat-like face, and Eddie is looking like a really bad TV reception.
True.
Mm-hmm. So, the floor is yours.
So, Nightshade will maybe not turn, but writhe around to face the rest of the party. And kind of just ask everyone, so how badly do we want to upset a deity? To monstrous proportions, perhaps.
I'm ready to punch a god.
Why are you all so stupid?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm a god now.
Same.
I think we decided that. I think I just decided that. So we should be fine either way. So if we gotta piss him off, let's go for it.
Yeah. Whatever gets us out of here.
Let's just go like head down straight into this if we gotta.
The question would be how we are going to do it. I do vaguely remember that I offered to recommit murder of his children.
Right, but what I'm saying is there is a much easier way to go about this.
And that would be?
For me to ask a favor of someone we already know. I can contact people in, I guess, the real world, psychically, and ask for a bit of a favor, which is going to be much easier than starting what could be an eternal feud with the deity of the dwarves.
Okay, but hear me out. Isn't he already dead?
Is
Like, what's the worst case of pissing off a dead god?
Eddie holds out a hand.
Wait, what? Are we helping? Is there? Do you guys think there's a thing that like doing the right thing would? Sorry, Eddie. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
No, go ahead. Doesn't matter.
Well, I've been thinking that we're just trying to get out of here, right? Like, I don't know what anyone else is trying to do. I figured since he's dead, we're not going to make a difference.
Lennon.
Do you think we can make a difference?
Lennon.
What's up?
He's not dead. Like you found that, like you figured that out, like very quickly after you arrived. Like he's not
You're
dead.
quick
He's
to
just
assume what I have figured out.
okay. All right, all right. If we were going to
Dude.
assume that Lennon in character has not realized the thing that like everyone else has realized, okay. I figured Lorson.
Nightshade will. It looks like Nightshade is about to bash his head against a wall and say, "The memories of his children literally said, by doing this, we will wake him up."
Okay, but do we want that?
That's what I'm saying. If we cause this feud with him, he will wake up. That is what we know. And
Right.
waking him up
I
that way
understand the problem now. Okay.
is what will get us out.
That's
If
what the
I-
ghosts inside of his head say.
Well, we're basing this on that. If
That's
that's
all we
not
can do.
true, what I'm saying, it's gonna be much easier to just ask for help.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if we don't cover the place in blood, then Eddie can turn this into a bed and breakfast easier.
I am literally fading away. I am pretty sure this is some form of death. And whatever's happening to me right now is probably about to happen to all of you guys next. So whatever gets us out of this accursed plane, I'm all for.
Alright, then we're all in agreement. Asking for help
have-
is our first option.
I agree to this, but I do also have alternative ideas.
Well, Lorson having an idea, that's a first.
What's on your mind, Larson?
I can perform a ceremony as a funeral, and we can have one of his sons pretend to be dead. Or I can attempt to make him go mad with Crown of Madness.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the funeral idea.
They are just thoughts. Possibly alternative options.
What if we just have it? You know what? No, that's gonna get into a whole other thing, and I don't want to plan a caterer. I was gonna say, what if we plan his own funeral and see if that works?
I don't think that would work.
I mean, you think because he doesn't know he's dead, right? Is that why this would work at all?
I do not believe he is dead. I was able to hand him things. He can hold them.
I was able to hand his son something too. And he's super dead.
You do.
That's like
make
the
a
whole
good
inciting
point.
incident.
But he did touch Daddy Mercury. And
He
then
still
got
has Daddy-
very upset.
He still has Daddy Mercury, I will point out as well. He said he would do something to it for you.
So if he was dead, he would not be able to do this. At least that is my thought. He would not be able to hold the hammer.
Wait, Nightshade, who are you thinking of getting? Just run that by me again.
It would be the Duke. I don't think anyone else was even remotely strong enough to do this other than him.
I only have gray on my screen. Is that my issue, or is that everyone else have that?
That might be a you issue.
I was about to say, I definitely see the map.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
still have the
Oh,
map on
okay.
my end.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry,
Weird.
Jade, that's probably a you thing.
Alright. Sorry for
Um,
interrupting, but
So you were planning to get the Duke?
I mean, I don't think we know anyone else that can pull this all.
Do I mean, we can attempt to contact, or you can attempt to contact him.
So, okay, so this is gonna sound silly, but refresh my memory for a moment. I know was the Duke the vampire? Because we just dealt with a vampire, and I don't want to deal with another vampire. Is it that Duke? Did we meet another Duke along the way?
What the heck is that?
Not in character, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Hey,
It's been kind of a whirlwind the past few days for me here.
Oh my
Is that
god!
one?
yes. Yes. Yes,
Okay.
it's the vampire. Yeah.
So, okay, so what you're suggesting is that we just cleared out a vampire nest and we're gonna bring. Oh, that's a great idea. No, I legitimately think that's a great idea. That sounds cool. What happens when you put a vampire in another vampire's nest?
Does
I
he
think
need permission?
they're probably
to come in?
territorial.
Yeah, maybe you'll team up with us.
But what if he needs permission to come in?
I think vampires are territorial.
We can
Like
get the
wolves,
cat.
you know?
Well, what about Lupert? Can Lupert let him in?
I think it has to be whoever owns the home.
Well, get Lupert to talk to the cats. It'll be fine.
So, Kitty Cat, how is that contacting going?
Well, if you're alright, I can make a psychic connection.
I don't know if this is a terrible idea or a great idea.
Might as well give it a shot.
Oh my god!
Alright,
No,
let's,
no, Ham, don't eat my minis! Don't eat my minis!
Alright,
No!
let's let the voice of the universe catch up with us for a second.
No, no, I'm caught up. I'm caught up. I just look over and Ham is just like eating the heads off of one of my minis.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay.
It is okay?
Yes, I'm okay. Yeah, so you try to contact the Duke. You try to reach out to him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yes, I am.
Alright.
You sending and say, "Oh, dearest Duke, I know you want us on your side, very desperately so. And maybe we can gain a bit of trust with you if you help us out with our little predicament. We are trapped in the mind of the dwarven deity.
Mm-hmm.
If you could help us, we would be greatly, or at the very least, I would be indebted to you."
Okay. So, I'm gonna make a minor modification to the sending, to sending as a spell.
Okay.
Basically, it basically, like, you have this connection for, like, the rest of, like, this conversation, so it's not just, like, one message back and forth.
Okay. Thank you.
So sorry, did you say where you were trapped, or did you just say you were trapped?
Yeah, like, it would, Nightshade would say so. Sorry, my bad.
No, I just wanted to make sure, because, like, the wording is... So you say you're trapped in the memory of Dungeth? Is that...
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
Memory of Doomgap. And I suppose the Nightshade would add in this, the way we got in here would be in the caves of the Goblin Burrows, where we had found something, and when we touched it, we were trapped in his memories.
So...
Or his soul, wherever we are.
Yeah. Yeah. You're fine. You didn't need to add, like, that last bit. It's fine. So Nightshade, you feel this massive, ancient intellect just kind of make contact with yours. It feels very, very alien, and it speaks back to you not in common, but in a language that feels extremely literal, like the universe itself is talking to you. You, little cat thing, you found... Sorry. You come to me begging for aid. I take it you have considered my offer?
When we get out of this predicament, we can more flesh out how exactly I am indebted to you.
I am not averse to making deals. You found my old friend Dungeth. I'm pleased to know that he still lives after all these years. I shall come to you, and I shall free you from his mind. But then, you and I, and your companions, will have a conversation on the nature of the role you are to play in my plans to come. Is that understood?
Yes. We
Very-
understand.
Very well. I shall be there. I shall be there within the hour. And then it retreats from your brain, and you just feel like, so you already have like a very alien mind, but like as this thing pulls away, it's kind of like a vacuum kind of thing. Like you just kind of feel like the part of your brain where this presence was kind of like poking in, as it pulls away, it's like on a ship. You kind of almost feel like just a bunch of like water is like just rushing in to just fill the space. It's like as like kind of like you were squished to the side.
Mm.
It's not a pleasant feeling.
Well, that was a lot, but I think I just got our way out of here. We simply need
Okay.
to last an hour, and we'll likely be out of here.
I can do that. We can do that. Yeah, that
We
sounds
may
good.
or may not be indebted to him to various degrees.
Well, wouldn't be the first debt I run from, won't be the last.
Alright, so you have an hour in Dungeth's little area. You could go speak with some of the sons, you could go speak with the man himself, or you could try and explore a little bit. What do y'all want to do, or do you just want to wait for the Duke to show up? Like, once Dungeth wakes up, you get the feeling you're not gonna be back here ever again. And this is probably the only example of the Gethin Mountains before the mages moved in.
Hmm. Oh, Hero's muted.
Yep. No? Anyone? No one has anything they want to
So-
do?
Nightshade will turn to Lorson and say, "Do you know anything of this time, or I suppose your patron deity?"
I didn't even know that I had a deity.
Right.
Let alone one that had 2 heads.
And 2 torsos.
I feel like asking people around here would be dangerous, but having a look around might be valuable.
It's worth
Lorson, would you like to, or do you think this isn't really that valuable?
I mean, I have no qualms with such issues. Or with such ideas, but what is it that you would like to ask, I guess, is the question. Because that big guy over there doing Geth does not want to talk to us anymore.
That was also a day ago.
Yeah, the sun said. Oh, yeah. Didn't the sun say that every night it resets?
Yep. Every night Dungeth forgets like the majority of everything, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, that.
beautiful.
Wait, is that like Whose voice are you saying that with, Liv?
Oh, sorry, that was me reminding you what the sun told you. Like every like
Yes, this is me bringing that into the
oh,
characters by saying it to the party.
sorry. It has been 55 days. I'm trying to just keep everyone like on track. I'm sorry.
So well, you were right, but if he forgot that he still has Daddy Mercury. What?
Actually,
I
that
don't
sounds like a
have
neat
my
idea.
hammer anymore.
You think they got a like an armory in here?
Actually, if everything we said, what happened to your hammer? I mean, the real hammer is still in our world, but that's an interesting question.
If everything would have reset, why didn't we just try killing the kids?
That's what I was saying.
Well, I mean, if he wakes up, it doesn't reset.
But if he wakes
I think
up,
I'm getting
they're
on the
not
page
there
here, right?
anyway. I mean, he might have woken up and been a little mad that we killed his fake children, but his real ones were already dead, and it wasn't us that did it.
Yeah, but I don't know if waking up he's gonna make that distinction. I think that's the worry, right?
Either way, it's a little late now.
I just realized there was something else that I probably could have done
Mm-hmm.
to where
Whoa.
we wouldn't have to call the Duke.
Well, hindsight is
Should-
hindsight.
Should we attempt it before the Duke comes? And no, it is not killing the kids.
I mean, I just had a completely different idea, but elaborate.
I can use Zone of Truth, and we can kind of not exactly force the kids to tell him that they are dead and he is asleep.
Huh.
That could work. No, I like this idea.
Yeah.
We don't even have to hide it. We can just, let him know his zone of truth is in place. That would actually reinforce what they say. You don't have to hide a thing.
I will remind y'all that you can still lie in Zone of Truth. It's just a wisdom save.
Okay, but where was it? Hold on. Failed save, can't speak deliberately. Affected creature. Why am I reading this out loud?
If I remember right, at least.
Yeah,
Like, if
failed
I'm...
save, they can't lie deliberately.
Mm-hmm.
But you do know which, if you know whether a creature succeeds or fails on the roll, an affected creature is aware of the spell. So, in that case, have Sun in range with him. Zone of Truth. He knows it's up. They refuse to answer, or if they lie.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like I said, you've already, the Duke is on his way already, so he's going to show up regardless. If you want to do this instead, you need to prepare for the dragon also.
What
Okay,
would you
so
all like to do?
Mm-hmm.
okay, hear me out for a second though.
Mm-hmm.
Nightshade already called Zajungath's best friend. We're expecting that either way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm piecing together is that we're in Jungeth's memories, right?
Yes.
So I don't think if we go to the armory, we're going to be able to take anything with us.
No.
Yeah, that's a waste of time.
We already checked that our bodies are still, like, slumped over, right?
Yeah,
With,
but okay,
ba-ba-ba-ba.
Eddie, hear me out here.
Rupert?
If we can't
What?
take a physical thing back,
Mhm.
there's a lot of knowledge here that people haven't seen or heard in a very long time. Like, we don't need an armory, we need the blacksmith.
Oh, I see what you're thinking. I see what you're thinking.
Yeah,
Ancient techniques that we don't have.
yeah, like Lorson, like you got like an hour to like get the history of your people that's been forgotten.
Or get cool blacksmithing techniques that no one has have remembered.
Is that not the same thing?
Okay. I haven't the slightest. I'm
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
What if
Alright. Go ahead.
what if we like some of us could go ask questions and some of us could go ask other questions with a zone of truth. We could ask multiple questions. Let's go ask questions.
Yeah. Thank you, Lennon. This is what I've been waiting for the whole time. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You didn't live.
I did it. I did it. Alright. So, what is okay, who's doing what? Who is doing what?
Imagine we'd all end up splitting up because Nightshade does have his own questions he wants to ask the other people, but I imagine like let Lorson go first. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because I know Lorson has stuff to ask.
Sounds like Luna and I are gonna go to the blacksmith.
Yeah.
I would assume that Nightshade would want to talk first because if I wake him up, you can't ask him any more questions unless we meet the real life one.
And the secret to the blacksmithing is dang, I'm awake.
Because okay, Nightshade just for player to player talk. Nightshade is going to just ask about his origin because these people seem to know a bit more about it than he does. That is the full extent of what Nightshade is interested in right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's going to trigger,
Mm-hmm.
but Nightshade is going to either ask one of the sons or he's probably not going to ask the actual deity. He's not that stupid.
Yeah. Do we want to start with Nightshade then?
If that's okay with the rest of you.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Nightshade will, I suppose, kind of slither about close to one of the sons.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the older ones. The ones that probably been in that war that they were talking of. And ask them, you lot seem to know quite a lot about me or whatever I am. And I was hoping you could point out to me what this... He kind of glances over to himself. Form is about, or what you know about my
So,
predicament?
okay, so, you make your way, like, so you try and avoid, like, the main blacksmithing. Thank you for follow, by the way, takes all grinds, thank you. You find your way, so you make your way, like, through the mountain. You try and avoid the main blacksmithing area because you know Doongeth seeing you probably not the best idea. And you make your way into a lesser area where the sons are gathering. The you know, like they just kind of when they're not working the big blacksmith area where they are when they're like taking care of the rest of the mountain, etc. And you slither your way up to this large dwarven woman. she looks very, very craggy because she has not even bothered like putting her skin on. Like most of the rest of them, out of like, I guess being polite to you, they've got their skin on, their whatever. This one, she very clearly is not bothered. Her beard is rather unkempt. She has this wicked crack down like her right eye, and like the gemstone is actually like missing from the socket there. But dwarves don't really need vision, like proper vision, so it doesn't seem like it really bothers her all that much. And she has this long flowing hair that looks like that volcanic glass from Hawaii that just goes all the way down her back, like down to the back of her knees. And her beard is about the same length. She looks almost like cousin It from Adam's family. She turns to you, and she's just like, ah, I figured one of you would show up eventually. But you're not like them, are you? You said you want to know what about you? Well, what you are is you're one of them poor bastards who's gotten their hooks in them. I'm very sorry about that.
Care to elaborate?
Well, you see, the shadows. I was around when our father took the battle to him, when he was crafting those magnificent weapons to put them back where they come from. Now, the problem with the shadows is they don't really exist in the same way that, well, I used to, the way you used to, and the way your friends do. The shadows, they do not hold physical form. They need to make contact with something from our land and meld with them. Turn them into something different. Sometimes, the shadow is the stronger personality and the shadow wins out. And it's just the shadow puppeting around the body. Other times, the person wins out. And they have complete control over the shadow. More than a few people have done that over the years, and they usually, keep the origin of their powers a secret, but most of the time, it's, pale black skin, a tendency to avoid sunlight, you probably met a few on your travels if you've been traveling very far. But then there's people like you, or animals like you, I should say. I've never seen an animal manage to resist so completely. But you're not in the clear. Judging from this going on here, on the inside you're a lot more shadow than cat. Even though the party that's cat seems to be the thing making the decisions. I'm thinking you're probably going to have a decision ahead of you. I hope you make the right one.
I recall you talking of a war. Should I be concerned
I
about
wouldn't go.
my nature in
I
regards to your view of me?
Now, for me, look. I fought in the war. I lost an eye. I lost a lot of things. I lost my wife, and I lost my kids. But I don't hate you. That was decades ago, centuries even. And not to mention the fact that I've long since passed into the stream of souls. Why would I hate you?
Mm.
Just, I cannot. I can't promise you that Papa won't take umbrage with you. For him, no time has passed.
As I expected. I thank you for explaining to me exactly what my predicament is.
She shrugs, and as she turns to go and get back to her work, she's like, "Wear the Dark Star," and then just goes. It's like she walks like literally through a wall.
Yeah, memory disappear.
No, as in she's a dwarf. That's just what they can do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a thing.
Yeah.
Well. Okay. Yeah, so that's probably my scene. Okay, good.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Scene
All right.
cut. Scene
See-
cut, live. Oh!
See cut. All right, who wants to go next? Who next has question? Lennon, Jade, Kira.
Again, I think I should be last if we're going to go this route and attempt to wake him up with it.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah, I believe
Okay.
Eddie and I are wandering off to find a blacksmith.
Blacksmith.
okay.
Other than the guy.
I assume
Oh,
there's
the-
more than one here.
Yeah, I mean they're all blacksmiths. They're dwarves. So you find
That's-
okay. These people are the literal children of the dwarven god of craft. I feel like they'd be disappointments if they weren't.
But that
Like-
would be good.
These dwarves specifically.
I like
And all-
that. Okay.
Yeah, they're also memories of him, so I don't think he'd remember the ones that were disappointments. Alright, so you make your way back into the main chamber that you found before, and you see the majority of the sons just hard at work. And I do want to specify, despite the fact that I say sons, there are non-binary and female dwarves here, because dwarves do not subscribe to our gender binary. They just use sons as a gender neutral term. Okay? So most of them are hammering away. Dungeth is at the back, and he's kind of mumbling to themselves. And you can see what's in their hand. You see Daddy Mercury, still expanded and kind of grown out to the size where Dungeth to be able to hold it. And he's looking at it, muttering to himself, and he seems almost confused, like he's not quite sure where he is. But you see him take out like a chisel and a hammer and start like carving some dwarven runes into the half. But from the distance you're at, you can't see anything. The majority of the rest of the sons are just going about just doing their work, working on battle axes, swords, some of them working on staves and other like more magical things. If it has metal in it in any way, shape, or form, they're working on it right now. Yeah, it looks almost like they're gearing up for a war. Like the amount of stuff they're putting together.
So Eddie, like you've done some trade in like dwarven goods and stuff before, right? You know this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like all I can think is to ask them like how to make cat claw gloves, and that doesn't
honestly-
sound like a real thing.
Don't you have a pair of those?
I think that I think we ask about like techniques, you know, if they mithril, adamantine, or halcum, adamantium, if there's any like, you know.
Yeah, I grew up like digging this stuff. I didn't make it into anything. So I'm lost here. I don't even know where to start. Like, wait, what?
Huh?
What?
Can you repeat that list again?
It was just a bunch of metals from old books. I mean, mithril we have still, obviously, but that's, you know, not a lot of people know how to craft it. You know, and like adamant or halcum.
I don't know those ones. Okay. No, our mines were all gemstones. Well, I guess I know differently now.
I mean, they were,
Oh,
but
that's gonna.
it's just more complicated now, huh?
Yeah, that. Oh boy, things are gonna get interesting. I'm gonna make that somebody else's problem.
Jade, are you saying
Well,
Jade, are you saying mithril that way to make me mad?
No, I'm saying mithril because that's how I've pronounced it for the past X years, where
All
X
right.
is greater than several people watching have been alive.
Okay, fair. Oh, I winced so hard.
Feel free to wince.
All right, I just wanted to make sure. Because I know Zeno does that.
Wait, what'd I do?
Like every other time we've encountered mithril, you've always pronounced it mithril because it makes me mad. Because I've told you about it before.
No, that's just how it's pronounced.
It's
Let's not do this. Let's keep
Yep.
going.
Yep. All right. Okay. So yeah. So Jade Lennon, as you look around, you do see that these dwarves, they are working with metals that. So Lennon, while you most likely know what mithril looks like, you do see it. You see some dwarves working on a nice silvery pair of short blades. A really nice pair actually. That have the that nice like mithril sheen. It's unmistakable. You also see some people working on what at first you think is like something made out of copper, but like it looks wrong. It looks weird. It's got like this weird like goldish tinge to it. Um, and you can only really assume that that's the orichalcum that that Eddie was talking about. It looks incredibly durable, and you've never seen a metal like it. Eddie, you've seen pictures of orichalcum, and you can identify it like at a glance. Oh, that is orichalcum. It seems like every single rare metal that is just goes for like a gram of it would go for a king's ransom in your line of work. Like it looks like they're working with it here in like industrial amounts. Like these dwarves, they do not want for rare metals.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I guess I'm just gonna walk up to one of them.
mm-hmm.
Hey, how's it going?
So you walk up to the dwarf that was making the mithril twin blades, and they quench them in oil, and then before leaning back up and looking at you, lifting up their goggles, they are they've got like a very they got like a short kind of fit going on. They got like that a really close cut beard. Their hair kind of like kept like a cropped buzz cut. They're balding on top. They do have their flesh on everywhere except for their forearms, which are bare rock.
That makes
And
sense.
and you can see that in the cracks and crevices of their arms, you can see mithril kind of like cooled and embedded into their arms.
Ooh.
So, I do want to say one thing out of character real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Mithril is a combination word of the word myth, which is Tolkien Sindarian for mist, and vril, which is the word for glitter. So mithril is the gray glitter, or that's the name of it. It's mithril.
Well, then why did Tolkien pronounce it mithril?
I don't know, but that's he's a linguist, so and that's how it works in his own language.
Yeah, but like I've heard recordings of him. I've heard recordings of him saying the word, and he said mithril.
I think it's kind of like the GIF guy, where it's like, yeah, he says it's GIF, but he's also just objectively wrong.
Yeah, but I don't respect that guy. I respect Tolkien.
Look, I don't know what you want.
I'll just wince anytime someone says mithril. That's fine.
Good plan.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So yeah. So this this mithril armed dwarf looks to you up from the quench. Is like, hi. What can I help you with? You need any mithril arms?
Kinda. So like, how do I phrase? How particular are you guys about crafting techniques?
Oh, this is
Eddie, can I interrupt for 2
What?
seconds?
Yeah, of course.
Hi, my name's Lennon. Also, yes, I'm here for mithril arms. Can I have them?
What? Oh, yeah, okay.
They have mithril arms.
The dwarf reaches into the quenching oil and pulls out the 2 twin blades. And goes,
No, you misunderstand. I'm sorry. Your arms. Your arms. You have mithril arms.
Yes.
Can you do that for me? Can you teach me how to do that?
The dwarf seems to like
Nice.
the dwarf thinks for a moment as if he's trying to figure it out. I mean, I do know some transmutation spells. That's how we mostly get the rarer metals. That's how we get the orichalcum. Could transmute your radius and ulna into mithril. It'd hurt though. Like it'd hurt a lot.
I think, yeah, I would imagine. But that sounds cool.
That does sound pretty cool, and you know, you can watch out. Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, they said mithril arms, and that sounded cool.
All right.
Sorry,
No, you're
sorry.
right.
Eddie, I'm sorry. It was one of those moments where I just...
No, I'm totally on board with this. I am invested. Let's get you some fancy arms.
Just put it right in my veins. Come on.
All right. Well, it's been a while since I've practiced some shamanism, but all right. They reach over to their anvil and they pull out like a small book and they flip through it. It's like, let's see, I was last working with orichalcum, but the incantation shouldn't be too much different. Here we go. All right. So bone to mithril. All right.
Bad
Oh,
idea, Eddie.
oh, this is going to hurt.
No, just pay attention and make a note of everything he says.
Okay.
All right. So he puts the book. So they put the book down on the anvil, and you could very clearly see the book. And Eddie, like it's right where you can see it. And they take Linen's hands in theirs, and they begin chanting in Dwarvish. Linen, I need you to make a con save, please.
Thanks. Sure. Where
Let me know
did
if
my
you want
cursor
like.
go?
Jade,
Let me know if you need any perceptions or things like that.
Jade, are you gonna try and copy down this incantation?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna try to memorize it.
Okay. So I'll get back to you in a second. Let me do Linen's thing first. Okay, so that is a 7.
That is a
All
7.
right. So Linen, this hurts so much that you feel about ready to black out, but you hold on as you feel the bones in your fingertips begin to turn to mithril. You feel a coldness under your skin, and you start to lose feeling in your fingers just a bit. But the feeling does return, but it feels different. Lennon, now I would like you to make me... what do I want, actually? I want you to make me a survival check, please.
Sure.
Okay. As the magic moves further down from your fingers to your palms, Lynette, you draw upon everything you know about survival in the wilderness and treating wounds with natural medicine to kind of know what is going on, like, under the hood, so to speak. You can feel as the organic parts of your bones, the parts used for making red blood cells and such like that, they're all changing. And you feel very, very prickly under your skin. Once again, it really, really, really hurts, and it feels like your bones itch. But you hold on. Finally, Linen, I want one more con save. And any spell or effect you have that could give you a bonus, I want you to make an argument for it. Like, any sort of, like, feature you have that could give you advantage, because I feel like you're going to need it on this one, because you've already failed one.
Yeah, what do I got? Hell yeah. You know what? I know well, I don't know if that's a bad idea, because I don't want to prevent what's happening, I don't think.
What are you thinking?
But I got a fun spell. I have a fun spell. I have protection from good and evil. I feel like that could give me an edge here.
You can't be frightened, and, you know, fear is the mind killer. And, like, technically, since this is the child of a god, this is a demigod, which would mean it's a celestial. I'll give you advantage for that. Yeah.
Oh.
What's up, Jade?
I was just Oh, I was just going to say that I'm just trying to figure out a way that I can aid another on this by providing the support or connection to grant them the power to sustain through it.
I mean, technically, you're right now you're busy trying to copy the book. So if you do
That's
help
true,
Lynn,
but
if you
I just
do
wanted to
help,
offer
yeah,
that.
yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah, protection from evil from good would actually work, Lennon. Like it basically like you kind of like draw upon the nature magic that you've picked up from being a monster hunter, and you kind of feel your body tense and just kind of like a newfound surge of like I don't know, vigor goes through you.
I think as I feel like these prickles start to like shoot through my arms to my fingertips, I just like instinctively start like chanting the verbal components of this spell, and that's just where my
Yeah.
attention starts going, is just the concentration to keep that going.
Yeah.
Whether it's
Ooh, good
helping
idea.
or not, I'm not sure, but
Okay.
like
Give me a con save at advantage. That'll work. All right. The linen. It's not a perfect transmutation, and but it works well enough. As you feel the mithril move down your radius and ulna all the way down to your elbow, your forearms are very very cold, and they feel a little stiff. So, Lennon, you have a new feature called Mithril Arms.
hell yeah.
You have a sorry, my cat just like ran right across my desk. I got very distracted. Um, sorry. You have an ability once a day to turn your entire forearm into Mithril, which functions as a shield. Like a +2 AC shield, right? So you basically throw up and protect yourself with your things.
Neat.
While you're doing that, you also have advantage on athletics checks or any check used to lift something. But you have disadvantage on any dexterity check that requires use of your hands.
I have a question.
Yes.
If that is the case, if I were to be, say, holding a weapon or something in said hand, would that lock it in my grip?
Yes. You would be,
Cool,
yeah,
okay.
you're also immune to being disarmed then, yeah.
Sweet.
So,
I love
yes.
that. That's
yeah.
awesome.
So once a day, you can turn your entire arm to mithril. You just go down the list for just to keep everything together. You turn your entire arm to mithril as a free action once a day. Your arms count as +2 AC for shields. You have advantage on any athletics check or check to lift something. Disadvantage on any sleight of hand or dex check that requires your hand. And you cannot be disarmed if you're holding a weapon. But if you want to unequip a weapon or equip a weapon, you need to turn off the arms as a free action again. But once you do it, you only do it once per day.
So at the end of this, how's the pain? Does it
It stings.
do metal arms feel pain?
It stings really badly, and your bones feel itchy. You also notice that your sense of touch is kind of deadened.
Okay.
Like it feels like if anytime you touch something, it kind of feels like you're touching it through like very thick gloves.
Neat.
I think as this dwarf ends their, I'm gonna call it a ritual because I don't know what else to call it.
Ritual's probably the best, yeah.
Yeah, I think my focus is still on just reciting that incantation for a moment to just make sure that I'm not in pain anymore.
Yeah. The dwarf will let go.
Mhm.
The dwarf will let go, and they'll wipe their brow, and they'll say, "Ah, all right. So that's kind of the short way. You're saying as you're not made of stone, but that should do you well." I don't think it went as well as I would have liked, but I mean, I have not done that to someone made of flesh before. Now, just going back in time a little bit, Jade,
Hello?
I would like 3 checks for you to like surreptitiously copy down this book. I will let you
Okay.
decide what those checks are, so long as you can justify them.
Okay.
So first check, and you can't repeat them. The
Hmm.
first check.
Well, why am I lagging? The first check is clearly going to be perception because that just makes sense.
Of course, so give me
I'm-
perception.
I'm paying attention. I'm trying to listen, and because I have my full kit on me, as I understand it at least,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to pull out a notebook and try to write things down.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know I won't have the notebook, but I'll be able to read the notebook a few times before we get out, possibly. And the act of writing is going to be enough to help lodge it in your brain. That's a common trick, more especially for
Mhm.
people with ADHD. Taking notes, reading your notes, not useful. Taking the notes themselves actually is.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So, give me that roll. Alright then.
Uh huh.
Alright
Easy
then.
game, easy life.
Easy
Mhm,
one.
mhm.
Alright, second check, please.
The second check is going to be sleight of hand. I'm going to have to be very quick as he's going effectively just off the cuff, and I'm going to have to write in shorthand. I'm going to have to be paying attention. I'm going to have to be moving very quickly to jot down all the words in a way that I'm going to be able to repeat and reclaim. That isn't very easy.
Mm-hmm. So give me it.
Fortunately, sleight of hand.
Oh, sorry. Jesus. Alright.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
Alright. Third check, Jade.
Liv,
Yeah.
you know, every once in a while you might miss a word, and it's going to take a little bit of persuasion to ask him to repeat, ask him what he said. That's not easy. That's very. It's not easy to do, But I gotta ask him. I gotta make sure I get it right.
Just midway through the incantation, like, can you repeat that last part? Alright then. Alright then.
No, after it's the last check. It's after the incantation's over. I might just like wait, did you say this or this? Sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's not bad. That's
Uh,
not bad.
They blink twice, and they're like, well, I wasn't aware you knew Dwarvish, but like, I said granite, which is, it's a lot of people take it to like, get it mistaken for granted, but yeah, no, it's granite right there. Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
yeah, wasn't aware you knew Dwarvish, but okay, fair enough. And
Just a
then
little.
yeah, and he's gonna turn to Lennon, and they're gonna turn to Lennon, and they're gonna go, all right, well. Apologize for your arms not coming out the exact way I wanted them. And
Ooh.
as an apology, they pick up the 2 swords they were bringing. Why don't you take some actual arms? And he hands you 2 mithril short swords +1.
Oh, I mean, like, no apology needed. I didn't get Guroked, so we're fine. We're good.
Oh, have the high elves actually managed to convince other people that stuff's real? Oh, that's funny.
There's the one trader that comes by the burrows. They told me about the saying. That's fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. You hear about the one that fell and tripped on the banana peel? Oh, that one's great. I love that one.
I mean, it's so relatable though. It's like any adventurer. You're gonna run into your luck's around out, and then the most basic thing gets you, right?
Yeah, I suppose that's right. Not everyone's luck can last forever.
We'll
Alright.
see about that.
Be really funny if Jade got reincarnated as a high elf and just immediately just get Guroked.
Oh, no.
Alright. Let me just find a where is the mithril?
Eddie, do you think you got that?
Yeah.
Okay. I have ideas for if we have to do that again. I mean, like, I'll do that again. That's fine. We can do that again. This is cool.
You
You're
will need to find a shaman. I don't
Yeah.
have any. Yeah.
I think we need you to stop being transparent.
Oh no, I
how
need to
do you-
stop dying. That's true. But this is a good
Yeah.
distraction.
But like when you're not dying, you're like some type of water god now, right?
Pretty much.
Um, I think like, can we like run some water over my arms next time?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, it's like I figure if you're some type of deity, then that's holy water, and that'll just make the incantation that I'm doing just so much easier.
I don't know if that's how it works, but it might. We can certainly give it a shot.
I mean, I would figure if a god was wet, they'd be holy water. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. I don't know.
I don't know. It might be more for like the clericy ones, because not all gods are clericy, right?
Hmm.
Well, like, huh? What makes water like? What's the divinity of the water that's important though? Like, is it just that
haven't
it
found
comes
out
from the
yet.
divine? We should go back to that other oasis and talk to that other water god.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's a good idea. She's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you can get some tips.
I'm going to spend the remainder of this just memorizing the notes and doing my best to see if Lyndon can memorize them as well.
Okay.
I apologize. I am definitely just wandering around this little workshop, like hitting
That's
things
totally
with my new
fair.
arms. Yeah.
That's 100% fair.
Like I'm just like walking up to random shields and just giving them a punch.
You know what? Let's just say that like if your arms are like fully mithrilled, if you throw a punch with them, it does about as much damage as like a mithril club.
Oh,
Like
jeez.
that's like what like a 1d6, 1d4.
I think it's a D6 plus 1, because mithril is inherently a plus 1 modifier.
No, actually, mithril is not. That's adamantine.
Is it not?
No, mithril counts. So mithril weapons count as silvered, and they count as crap. Sorry, they count as silvered, and I'm pretty sure they ignore resistances like innately. I'm fairly certain. That's what it is. I was tempted to make them moon. I was tempted to make them moon gold, but moon gold is something that I don't have time to explain right now. And also, I want to save moon gold for later. So.
It's gold from the moon. What's to explain?
Alright. So, I think all that's left is Kiro then.
Hi.
Oh,
So,
so what are you doing?
obviously, he is in the foundry, right? Because that's where you said he was when Eddie
Yeah.
and Lennon went in there.
Yeah, he's currently sitting at his big forge. So they are currently sitting at their big forge. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Each individual head is he him, but together they are they them.
I see.
Love it.
They are literally two gamers.
Lorson comes wandering in. Oh, hello, Eddie. Hi, Lyndon. Looks up.
I just like hold up my arms.
Oh, they look nice and shiny now.
This was the most painful thing I've ever done, Lorson, but it's fine because I have to do it again.
Hooray!
Hmm.
At least now you know the mental experience.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't that bad.
Me when I got my first tattoo. I got it on my shoulder blade, and I will remind y'all, I am a skeleton. I make Minecraft skeleton noises. That hurted. Oh my god. Um. So
now you can prepare yourself. I apologize for interrupting. As
No,
you
no,
said-
you're fine. I was just stretching. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Hello, Dungath. How are you?
So the two heads look down at you, and they currently like they're holding the hammer. It's in Dune is holding it, and Geth has got like a little hammer and chisel, and you can see that they're carving dwarven runes into the haft. It looks different, but at the scale it's at, you can't really tell how. Like, you know, like it is infinitely bigger than you right now. Like you're like a mouse looking up at it. The the twin gods look down at you and they say, "Hello, have we met? You look familiar."
Lennon, what is it that people usually say when they meet their deities?
I, oh, I, I, I'd probably start with hello, but like,
I have already said that,
but then I think you're good.
but he asked if we met. They asked if we met. Him and him, as Larson points to the second Hello, Dune and Geth. That is a very nice hammer you have. Do
I-
you remember, like, where did you get this?
I do not remember. We're pretty sure that we woke up with it. It reminds us of something. But we cannot remember what. This stone, we feel like it's someone we know. Thorin, have you seen this hammer before? And he turns to look at you.
Larson just turns around. Turns
Thorin.
back.
Sorry.
Who is Thorin?
Come, my friend, surely you haven't forgotten your own name. I would remember a sedimentary pattern like that anywhere. Come, come. It's not often the High King of the Dwarves comes to visit a lowly deity like us.
Isn't it normally the other way around?
He lets out like they let out like a bellowing laugh. Ugh. You truly are just an absolute card, Thorin.
I am a dwarf, not a card.
Was I working on this for you?
I mean, you did take it from me yesterday. And you did say that you were going to augment it.
They look very confused. Like, both faces look very, very confused. But they do finish what they're doing, and they place the hammer down, like, hammer head down on the ground next to them, and it shrinks down to its original size, right where you can grab it.
Thank you, Dude and Geth.
Yes, Thorin. Whatever you need. Okay. Something's off. And they look just extremely confused. The hammer, meanwhile, when you got it, if you remember, it's made of an unknown diamond heartstone.
Correct.
And that heartstone has almost grown around it, clasping it, a branch from the World Tree. The World Tree branch before was very, very rough, and it was very, very splintery. Like, you basically were saved from splinters by, one, the fact that you are made of stone, and two, the fact that there was, like, cloth wrapped around the haft. Very obviously put in by someone after the fact. The haft right now has been shaved down into an actual proper dowel, though at the very top, the branches still clasp the hammer. The head has been adjusted to look more like a war mole. It looks more just like It doesn't look like bits of the diamond have been shaved away, more like the diamond itself has been reshaped without losing any of its mass.
Okay.
And all along the haft are dwarven runes that I do not believe you can read.
I
'Cause I-
cannot read them.
Yes, because you can't read dwarvish, right?
Correct.
Yes. And
Okay, so
when
I'm
you...
in the room right now, right?
Yeah, you're going around punching shields.
Okay. I. You know what? I'm too busy doing that.
Yeah. When you pick it up, the light from before happens, but there is a light that goes up from where your hands grip it, that runs up through the runes, like all of the runes light up, and then the hammerhead lights up, and it feels a little bit, it feels stronger than it did before the light. The light is not brighter, but the light feels more powerful, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah. But you can't quite pin what is different other than the aesthetics right now. Because you're
Excuse me,
not
Geth.
really touching it. Sorry.
No, I was about to get to it.
Yeah, sorry.
As Lorson reaches out to Daddy Mercury and grabs a hold of it, he poses the question up to Dungeth of what are these symbols that you carved into the shaft here?
The old language. The language of our people. Before... For what? And like their eye, both sets of eyes just kind of glaze over, and they just go completely stock still for like a good like 5-10 minutes, as they just disassociate.
Excuse me. Lorson like pokes one of their toes with the hammer. Not like smash it, just literally like, poke it.
I was about to say, like, hey, you sure? I. So,
Oh,
oh, I'm dragon now, apparently.
yes, you are.
Alright, so, Dungeth, they kind of, like, shake themselves out of it. They're like, yes, hello, wait, oh, when did you get here, Thorin? What time is it? Oh, I've been asleep for a good long time.
Dude, Geth, could I ask a favor of you?
Yes, what do you need?
Well, first, can you summon one of your children over to us, please?
They kind of look around and they point, and it's like... They go, Ori! Ori, Thorin, your High King requires you. Come over here. And over comes another dwarf blacksmith. This one is fully skinned. They seem to have styled themselves off of like a traditional human female. You know, like no beard, or like, it's really just stubble, really. Long hair, front storage.
Gotcha.
And then she makes her way over, and she seems to be a little bit grumpy. You notice that her fingernails are sharp and appear to be made out of orichalcum. And she's like, hi, what you need? And she looks to you, and she goes, aye, our High King, so it is. And like you can tell that she's just kind of trying not to contradict him. What you need,
I they kind of had a moment. They were about to tell me what these markings are that they put into the shaft. They did say that it was the language of our ancestors and of the past. Could you please translate?
She'll take the hammer and she'll start reading. And as she's going through, like, she kind of gets confused. She's like, okay, well, like, I mean, this is Dwarvish, but, like, It's gibberish. I can't read it. Not like she'll point to the different runes. She'll be like, all right, so this one, right? This one's clearly granite, sandstone, limestone, sandstone, pyrite, gold, bismuth. On their own, I can recognize the words, but
Mhm.
I can't read the sentence. It's almost like there's some sort of confounding word on it.
At this point, I would cast Stone of Truth.
Okay. She kind of like. So Dune and Geth like seem a little bit confused by it, and Ori just kind of like gives you a glare. It's like, what you playing at, High King?
I don't want to metagame, but at the same time, it's like I got a question. But
Mm-hmm.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you go ahead and make the saving throw? Just obviously don't say whether or not.
Okay.
What could
You
possibly
you
go wrong?
you are very lucky. I actually spent time like over the last few weeks giving every single one of these dwarves like character sheets. You are so lucky.
Look, Liv, you would just have to fetch the dice.
So you're telling me not to tell you what the result is?
I mean, you don't have to, because, well, I guess, never mind. We would technically know.
Oh yeah,
I
you would.
technically know.
Well, I'm not gonna tell you by how much, but she succeeded the save.
Okay, well, it's not going to matter then. But
I mean, you will know if she lies, and so will everyone else in the zone.
Basically, so you are whispering just to Ori. So you are technically part of his memories, yes? But if you're part of his memories, then shouldn't you be able to read the script?
You'd think, but if he doesn't want me to be able to read it, then I can't read it. Like, if there's anyone in your party that can read Dorvish, I mean, I'd go ahead, let them try, but
You would think that there would be someone, possibly me, but there is not. So, Doongeth, a little assistance, please. Ori is having trouble reading this specific marking, and I cannot read the language. Could
Do
you
you have to
please
save against your?
assist?
Do you have to save against your own Zone of Truth if you cast it?
no.
Oh, okay. Just
So,
wondering.
What are you reading, Lorson?
There is a marking here that Doongeth's daughter cannot seem to read. So I am asking for assistance.
In like arcane runes, what are you working with?
I was told it is Old Dwarvish, but I don't know Dwarvish, and
Oh,
Ori the dwarf
I
does
picked
not
up
know Dwarvish.
I picked up some. Can I give it a shot?
If you'd like,
As
but,
I'm
I
saying
mean,
this, I'm like in a corner in the back, just like shoving my hand into like a fire pit to just see how the heat resistance is.
you feel nothing, Lennon.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take a look at it. Can I read the thing?
Yeah.
I mean, you are free to come over and assist if you can.
Absolutely. I guess I pull my arm out of the fire and I wander over.
Alright.
Take a look at the doodad.
Alright, so Lennon, so you're trying to you speak Dwarvish. Like I can see it on your sheet. Like or are you being coy?
I absolutely do.
Okay, you're just being coy about it. Okay. So you take Deady Mercury and you have a look at it. The runes are no longer glowing because Lorson's not carrying it. But as you are reading the runes, you come to the same conclusion that Ori did. Like you recognize you recognize every single one of the words. Like, and Dwarven language is mostly just made up of like it's mostly like rocks is the root word. So you see their word for bismuth, for gold, for sandstone, limestone, etc. And you know that if you were to put these together, they would form a sentence.
Mhm.
But you cannot perceive the sentence.
Huh.
So
Could you give me an
So-
arcana check perhaps? Or if you have detect magic. Or if you have detect magic.
I don't
But-
believe I do.
But arcana is more fun, so.
I mean, I do, but I'm not gonna metagame like that.
I mean, Lennon could ask you about it.
Yeah, but
That's fair, yeah. Okay, so Lennon, with your
Yeah.
limited knowledge of Arcana, you're fairly certain there is something magical going on here, but you have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, like, unless this is a shopping list for rocks, Larson, we could take it, like, we could take it back to the druids in the burrows. Maybe they'd have a better chance at this, but I'm not
mean,
getting the. This
you-
doesn't make sense to me.
You know you can tell that the runes are enchanted to like in some way, but you don't know how.
may I have that back real quick?
I hand you back your thing.
Dune what did you enchant this hammer with? Like, what is this bottom marking right here?
Oh. Wait, did I do that already?
Yes.
And they take the hammer and it grows out big, and they start looking and it says, I can't. Why can't I read it?
I
I'm fairly certain that there should not need to be a dry clean only label on a hammer. I cannot read this.
I would think that dry cleaning a hammer would be very difficult if it is being used to kill things. Seems like it's gonna get a little wet.
Yes. I am sorry, my friend. I do not know why, but your hammer, like, these runes cannot be placed together. I'm not sure why.
Can I ask another question?
You may anything for a child of mine.
Do you
Great
know
child, my
what
friend.
that haft is made out of?
It's made out of. Well, it's all. It seems as if it's made out of a branch of the world tree, but that can't be. Lane's tree is but a sapling. Would need to be hundreds of years for it to reach this size, unless some druid got to it.
Oh, weird.
Ah,
Uh,
will wonders never cease, and he just puts the hammer down.
so he does also know that he's in the zone of truth.
Yeah, he does. He's not lying. He is telling the
No, I
truth the
know.
entire way.
No. I know, but so I do have some news for you.
Funny story.
There, and you can ask any question you want on this, and I will answer truthfully. You are asleep, and all of your children were murdered.
Right.
So, before you finish the word murder, you're kind of cut off as you hear massive wing beats at the beat of the cave, and it blows air into the cave so that it snuffs out every single flame. It's like a wind tunnel being let loose in like an enclosed room, because it basically is. The dwarves really quickly get all the forges refired and like it's lit back up again. And you hear a throat cleared at the back thing. Well, I would say that time for that conversation has passed. Wouldn't you, Lawson Thorensen?
No.
And if you turn around, you see a familiar face. You see a human of indeterminate age, looking on the upper ends of 40, walking towards you, wearing a long coat with a fur trim around his collar, and a very fancy-looking suit underneath.
He leans over, whispers to Lennon. Is that the vampire Duke? How did he get in here to get us?
But you gotta answer that, Lennon, or should I continue?
I'm just gonna add, Nightshade is audibly groaning in the background.
Yeah, like upon the hearing of vampire, like you just hear like a small like sound of annoyance from the Duke too.
Like Nightshade's been trying to kind of stick to the shadows, not let the other dwarves see him, and you just hear the groan from the fucking shadow.
Nightshade, the Duke. Please stop calling the Duke a vampire. Shaking hands. That Lennon, you respond to Lorson or no?
I honestly, my instinct here was, I was gonna ask where Nightshade was at.
Okay. Where is Nightshade?
He was kind of just lurking, like far enough away so the day of Fever wouldn't see him. But now that Duke is here, Nightshade kind of has to allow
Yeah,
himself to be known.
Yeah, I guess I don't answer Lorson. I was occupied looking for the cat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the Duke makes his way in. He's like, for the last time, I am not a vampire. My name is Duke Gerdan Goldencrest.
Quick, Eddie, throw some water at him.
Hmm?
Throw some water at him.
Hey, Dracula, what's up?
We talked about it, the holy water. Do it quick. It'll solve it all. We'll figure it out once and for all.
We called
Just
him here to
flashing.
get us out of this place.
Well,
You're not the one horribly discorporeating the whatever I'm doing.
okay. Well, fine. Yeah, maybe that would be bad for you, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Okay. Hi. I'm gonna just take your word for it. We already killed a vampire, and I don't know.
We've met our quota.
Yeah.
Can I?
How's it going? Welcome in.
Before we start talking to the Duke, Lordson's gonna lean over to Ori and be like, "How do you know him?"
Ori will lean in and be like, well, I haven't seen him looking like this. Last time I saw him was a lot bigger and a lot more scaly. But he and our father have been friends for forever. Since before he was even a deity.
So you have met him before?
He's my
Did he
godfather.
Did he seem like an okay person?
Well, I mean,
Like, would you trust him?
last time I saw him was roughly about, I don't know, a few centuries back. But I mean, I can't imagine he's changed that much. He's just, he's.
Can you imagine any reason why he wouldn't want this conversation to happen?
Not really. I mean, I do wonder how his daughter's doing. He was always so kind.
I'm wondering how he got in here.
That's a good question, actually.
Do you think we should say something to Dune and Geth?
Pa and Gearden, they're friends. I don't see like why you would want them to not reconnect. It's been however many centuries. Like she just sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, in the future, he kind of is like, I'm not gonna say evil, but he also seems like he extorts people.
Hmm. Oh, I mean, I can't say one way or the other on that. I mean, he is a gold dragon. You know they are, like, literally embodiments of the concept of wealth, right?
I, what is a dragon?
Hey,
You
Larson,
swear you can
what-
hear the erosion in her head. Oh my god.
remember how they tried to tell you about like T-Rexes and stuff?
What's a T-Rex?
Oh, that's the right answer. I can't explain it without that cultural reference. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Because Lorsa was raised in religious school, they didn't teach him about. They didn't teach him about dinosaurs.
Jeez.
I am at a loss on how to proceed with this.
Oh, the Duke, who has been kind of like making his way through the cave, is like, the way you proceed is you allow me to speak to one of my greatest friends, who I had thought was dead a long, long time ago. And he approaches, and as he walks towards Doongeth's faces, like, they just light up. Like, just big, beaming smile. It's like, my friends! It's wonderful to see you again. You've gotten smaller since last I saw you. The Duke just goes, no, no, my dear friend. This is just a guise I take on when dealing with those who are younger. You know, the younger lived races. I've got a granddaughter now. Oh, you have? Oh, how is your daughter doing? Oh, I haven't seen her in so long. You just see, like, as Doongeth is just rattling off and, like, talking about, like, happy memories, you could just see, like, this wince of pain just shoot through the Duke.
I do have a question real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Where exactly is the Duke?
He is standing, like, so you are
I'm gonna
standing.
need.
He's standing. He's standing.
radius.
He is standing about, I'm gonna say, like 10, 15 feet behind you. You're kind of sandwiched between him and Doongeth right now.
I'm gonna need you to choose one of those numbers real quick.
What?
Zone of Truth is still up.
Okay, I'll say 10. I'll say 10.
Okay.
Nice.
Should I roll for
Yes,
Gearden?
please.
Alright.
Amazing, actually.
And roll the saving throw. So what's the DC?
14.
As he steps into the zone of truth, you feel the enormity of his mental presence and fortitude crash against the zone. He could lie here all he wants.
That sounds
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
nat 20.
Yeah. Not that he needed it.
No, of course not. But
No.
Probably has like a plus 14 attack charisma saving throws, anyways.
Yeah. Alright. So as he stands there, he looks to the rest of you and he goes, well, my potential co-workers, how'd you find yourself in one, how did you find a god that's been believed dead for centuries? And two, how did you find your way into his mind?
I licked a rock.
1, we touched a rock, and 2, we touched a rock.
You adventurous types. I'm surprised you didn't lick it.
I did.
He did. No, that's true, actually.
Mm-hmm. You know what?
Nightshade will kind of like shamble around and say, not to overlook the stupidity of our predicament. Some of us may be deteriorating, myself included.
Understandable, understandable. Now, if I rescue you from him, you know that that is a debt. A debt that I will enforce. There is nowhere on Lane that you could flee from me. And, like, he kind of gives a pointed look to Eddie.
Don't worry. I know I'm not that stupid.
Very well. Now, I know what I would like to do, but I also know that some of you have a vested interest in the situation as it stands right now. I could pull you out of here and leave Doongeth to his slumber, as loath as I am to do that. And your people, and he gestures to Lennon, you managed to continue with this mining operation that you have for the foreseeable future. At least until my dear friend awakens of his own accord in, I don't know, roughly 300 years if you stop blasting away every time he starts to regenerate.
Quick aside, what is Doomget's reaction to this monologue? Because he's still right here.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, is he speaking loud
Yeah.
enough for Doomget to hear?
So, okay, I'm gonna get to Doongeth in a moment. Alright?
Okay.
Doongeth, he looks extremely, extremely confused. And he's kind of stuck in a loop almost. Of like, he'll be like, "Ah, my friend, how is," and like he'll say, so I have lost my notes from the Kobold paralogue. I'm gonna have to find it because I don't remember what the Duke's daughter's name is. It's in my notes somewhere. So if any of you know it, please remind me. And he will go on and on about the Duke's daughter. And then the moment the Duke says something about the present day predicament, it's almost like his brain shuts down to protect him, and Doomguest starts the cycle all over again. It's like somebody who sorry, my phone is just going absolutely nutty, and it's distracting the crap out of me. Like, y'all hear it, right?
Well, you,
Oh yeah.
Give me a
yes.
moment. Give me a moment.
While you're dealing with that, I would want to do a quick aside in the sign network because we have one of those.
Yes, please do that.
So he showed up a lot earlier than expected. Do we want to try to get out of here without a dead debt first? Because we can just, blast one of the kids right here. I can coat him in acid.
I mean, he's probably going to be mad that we summoned him and then said no, but
Well, he wasn't supposed to be here yet. You could argue that he broke the thing by arriving here so soon.
So,
I'm not gonna lie, like my big plan after this was just to not work for somebody. Like I don't even know if I'm sticking around the burrows. Like,
and I also want to point out for like time thing, I did actually have like a time in the session where he would show up, so he is actually on time. Whether or not Eddie is aware of that, because once again you're in a dream, time moves differently. That's up to
That's
Eddie.
fair. I think it was going to be an hour.
Yeah.
And since all three of those side stories basically took place simultaneously, I didn't realize how much time had passed.
Yeah. Sorry. Dream logic.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah. So can I finish the Duke's thing real quick?
Please.
Yeah. So while Doongeth is just kind of caught in this loop, his first thing is like, I can leave Doongeth asleep so long as you promise not to keep blowing him up when he regenerates, and he'll just wake up in like a couple hundred years. Or, and then continues, or I can do the humane thing. We wake up Doongeth. You goblins get whatever's left in this mountain that has grown from him, and he returns to his people, or at least what of his people that he can get to with the current situation with the mages.
guys, that sounds like the right choice, doesn't it?
They are enslaved to some degree, are they not?
Dwarves are second-class citizens, yes. You know that.
We could stop that right now. This is a deity.
Yeah.
That stops the second he gets out. Or at
Yeah.
very least, soon after.
Yeah. Like once he's regained his strength,
Mhm.
yeah. It would also potentially screw up Linen's entire people, though.
It would. It would also indebt a god to us instead of the other way around.
And we would not have a debt to a lobster gold dragon.
He's
Whatever
the one
that is.
offering to wake Doomgeth up and get you out.
Like, we would
Right.
have
We
a...
trade
still
one
have
favor
a,
for another.
Yeah, we'd have one god indebted to us, but be indebted to, well, I don't know if they're a god, but another powerful creature.
Hey,
That sounds like a decent bargain.
I mean, if like, no, I'm not worried. Like, Larson just gets Granddad to, I don't know, keep the goblins safe. We'll figure it out. Worst case scenario, we go back to farming potatoes. It's fine.
No,
can
the
deal
trade
with it.
vote will bring a lot of money. Don't even worry about that. I've got you covered.
Lennon, you also may find that this deity may help your people. You are saving him.
Yeah, no, like that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, if we help him, then he'll help us. But also, I just want to go live in a cabin in the mountains at this point. Like, the burrows can deal with himself, and I'm tired. I'm tired of goblin politics. It's there's too many gnolls and vampires.
Just like real politics. Oh man.
Um,
Well, alright, Duke. I believe we've come to a conclusion. This is probably going to shake up the world greatly. But I think the best course of action for everyone here is for you to release him now.
The Duke will nod, and he'll say, "You may find that your bodies have moved since you entered here. That
Oh, good.
that creature of yours, Lupin, he's very protective.
Yeah, he's the best.
So he."
I was going to ask one more question before we all wake up.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at Ori, and I still have a Cobalt Holy Symbol. I'm just gonna ask about it. Do you know anything about this thing?
Ooh.
I don't think she would, but
But
Let me see what she knows. Let me.
because
Ba, 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 ba.
I'm sure kobolds were around back then, back when Dune Geth was up and about.
Huh. Okay. So, wow. If this was the mithril armed guy, like you would have had no luck whatsoever. So Ori, she looks at it, and she turns it over in her hands, and she kind of like taps the gold with her orichalcum fingernails, and you can see like these things are like sharp, and it like punctures the gold. She goes, "It's a bit crude, but I recognize the symbology. It reminds me of, and she gestures to Girdan. Reminds me of his lot. This is an old symbol of the gold dragons before they unified everyone else. Unified with everyone else, even.
So, do dragons have a deity?
Oh yeah, they pay fealty to the to the Earth Mother and everything. Lane, the Mother Goddess, like everyone else. But beyond that, not really. They're basically deities in of themselves.
Out of care. Well, did you happen to notice that every time Dungeth brings up his the Duke's daughter, he kind of winces, like, cause his daughter is dead. So, like, do you think that he's trying to become a god and like bring her back or something?
I mean,
I
dragons
know
are.
that's possible.
Well, dragons already have deific power. They're imbued with a portion of it when they're born. And as far as I'm aware, they can't become a deity themselves.
Do you know if, like, would they be able to resurrect somebody?
I don't know. I mean, I imagine if they could, they would.
Could well, I would imagine that Dune Geth would do the same for you all, but he
Aye.
was also very weak at the time.
Aye. But I mean,
Has
there's no coming back once once you've returned to the stream of souls. There's no coming back. Oh. Well, I mean, there's no
Why
coming
would-
back as the same person at the very least.
why would they be making essentially figures to worship a god?
I don't know. I'm a memory of someone who died centuries before any of this happened. All I can tell you is what I know at the time of my death.
Okay, that's fair. Do you know if your paw is going to keep anyone's memories of, like, all of us being here in this whole interaction?
Well, he'll probably be a bit scattered, but he'll probably have bits and pieces of it.
Fuck, Jade.
Okay.
I mean, is no one else getting this vibe? No?
I'm
Tortured
not,
memory of past?
I'm not touching that.
I mean,
I did not have that thought.
I mean,
I'm feeling that Goldie Vamp is feeling pain because of what happened to the daughter, presumably because he's either responsible or was close to her, or both. That would explain why he winces every time that she's brought up, and why well,
I mean,
explain a lot.
I
mean,
it is
out-
his daughter.
and and out of just to give you information, because I know, because like you didn't get this information firsthand, Jade. During the Kobold Paralogue, out of character, you all learned that dragons are ageless, and it is very, very difficult for new dragons to be born. So basically, he has had centuries to deal with her loss, and she should literally still be alive. But she's not, because one dragon made a fucky wucky.
Where'd that go? Ah, heck.
Yeah. So I mean, if you were like an immortal and you were anticipating like, hey, I will have like literally the rest of eternity to spend with my family, and your family just gets wiped out and you're the only one left, I mean, that would hurt pretty bad. I get the feeling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's true.
Okay. But Jesus Christ, Eddie. Look, just because I didn't receive any love from my parents doesn't mean I can't create a villain in my game that does love his children. I'm just saying. Alright. Where were we? I got lost track. I lost track of where we were. What?
Lorson was just asking if memories were going to transfer over.
Yeah, and like probably like bits and pieces is all Ori can really say. She doesn't know because she only exists within the memory. But yeah, so the Duke, as all this is going, I'm assuming because it's like this is like side network stuff, like, and also the Ori thing is happening up to the side. This is all happening like more or less instantaneously. The Duke is going to raise his hand above his head, and he's going to just snap his fingers, and there is a sound that reverberates through the entire cavern, and it sounds not quite like a snap, but it sounds like two coins clicking together. Like just like two gold coins just like bouncing off of each other. And it reverberates through everything. The cave starts to get like a little bit shimmery. You're not quite sure like what's going on. Like time seems to slow down, speed up, and you're kind of taken in a bubble out of everything. And you see time start to speed up. You see these hooded figures wearing robes storm into the cave. Dungeth and his children are around, but they're not in the same positions that they were as you were talking to them. And you see these mages just with these golems, like just clad in like, and I do mean like they're probably like clay golems covered with like animated stone, like earth elemental kind of beat. They charge in. They start beating on these dwarves who fight back. You see Ori with her with the orichalcum like nails, her claws start just slashing open a mage's chest. You see the mithril armed fellow punch one of these elementals' heads clean off. Like they're all going down swinging, but one by one they do go down from either spell, sword, or both. And Dungeth stands, and there's a figure with a much more ornamented robe that steps into the mouth of the cave, and Dungeth charges at him with a blade in hand, only for this guy to raise a finger, and a beam that you immediately recognize as Disintegrate nails Dungeth in his left side chest. And you see it just completely evaporate. The Heartstone is peeking out, and it is visibly bleeding. Dungeth you see his remaining children, scream something at him, and he turns and he flees. He runs through the wall, and the perspective follows him. You see him go through the wall, out the other side of the mountain, as just these airships are just blasting down magical fire at the mountain. Dungeth runs into the ocean. He's running along the sea floor. He comes up, and he just keeps running and running and running and running, and things are moving at super fast speed, until eventually he reaches a small hillock in the middle of a desert. And you see him finally collapse. And you see time speed up a little bit further. And the hillock starts turning into a mountain as he makes this large mountain range to try and protect himself and hope that he will heal. You even see the goblins move in. You see Prosperity find this heartstone at the base of this cocoon. You see him sever it from its connective tissue. And you see him come down periodically to re-sever that connection as it keeps regrowing. Eventually you see yourselves fall into the crystal. And then, as you reach the present day, all of your eyes open as you're within the goblin barracks. It's a lot cleaner than it was. Corpses aren't here right now. They've actually gotten rid of those. They've actually buried those. And each and every one of you, you're not wearing your armor. You're wearing what look to be goblin pajamas. For those of you that are bigger than goblins, in like several pairs of pajamas sewn together. Including Nightshade. You have like little like kitty shaped goblin pajamas. Because of course they would have those. Yeah, Eddie's pajamas would be very wet.
Yee.
Yeah. So you all wake up. There's no one around you right now because it's the middle of the day. But you see all of your equipment in your packs below you. Linen. Do you look at your hands at all?
Oh, immediately. That is the first thing I have thought of.
So were your arms mithril in the dream? Because I know you're going around punching shields.
I probably still would have had them all mithrilled up while we were
They're
at the end of that.
They're still all mithrilled up.
Hell yeah.
Do you try to release the mithrilification, or do you just keep it? Because you can't flex your fingers right now. Remember.
I don't think so. I think what I do is I just lay back down and I stare at the ceiling for a minute.
Okay. So, the rest of you, what do you do? That you wake up in your little goblin pajamas.
Immediately transcribe my note, the incantation.
You open your book. You open your book to the page, and the incantation is there.
Neat.
Yeah. You brought the stuff with you. That's why Lennon's arms are the way they are. Okay. What about Larson? What are you doing?
Lupert, who the hell undressed and redressed us?
Lupert rises from the corner. Hello. I tried. I couldn't do it. You didn't give me thumbs, master.
Okay, so
Aw.
if you didn't do it, who did it?
Here's that one over there. And like he points, and there's a small goblin, still clutching an ever-burning torch, literally curled up like a cat,
Aw.
like in the corner. He was very helpful. He was. I think he needs more food. He's very skinny. I can see his bones.
So you let someone handle our bodies when you were told to protect us.
Well, we said that if you were to go to bed, you'd be very uncomfortable and you'd have a stiff neck. I don't like having a stiff neck. I've got 2 vertebrae in my neck, and look how long it is.
Am I wrong to be like slightly upset with Lupert?
I was just
How
doing
do
what I.
you all feel?
Yes.
I
Lupert
was-
is a beautiful and pure child. You are always wrong to be upset with Lupert.
I just wanted you to be comfortable, master.
Nightshade, do you have any qualms with this?
Sorry, I've not really been paying attention to your ramblings. I'm more worried about the Duke and what exactly he plans on making our debt to him be.
Do you like your pajamas, little kitty? I made them myself.
Yes, very much so. Thank you.
Yeah.
Rupert.
I am also a little bit concerned with like where Geth ended up. Like we all saw that, right? He just kind of took off running.
Well,
That too.
Well,
Well, that was a flashback, remember?
No, I know.
I was gonna say
Okay.
we know where we ended up. The mine over there. Anything in
Oh, we're gonna have to go
between.
down there again.
We really aren't.
But we should go
don't think-
check.
I think we should just seal it up.
No,
No?
no,
No?
that seems like
Okay.
a very bad idea. Like, wait.
So like they're recovering and becoming a god again or something, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming that's gonna happen pretty quick, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, don't get incorporated into their body when like, they start to compile all the dirt around them into something. Like that
Oh,
sounds
I
like a
see what you're
really, really
thinking
bad
now.
idea.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. You're thinking the whole mountain's gonna get up, aren't you?
Oh, I am absolutely assuming the entire mountain is going to stand up and walk away.
Huh?
I don't know when, but that's what I'm feeling.
you feel
Oh,
a
the
deep
druids are gonna be mad at me.
you feel a very, very
I mean-
deep rumbling from below your feet.
See?
I also have another issue with that, if that is the plan.
Hmm.
So we are assuming that he is the mountain, correct? Or that they are the mountain.
Yes.
I am.
Wouldn't that mean that the entrance of the cave is the wound? So if we close the wound, wouldn't he heal faster and get up quicker?
So I'm just gonna say this, like, based on, like, your own biology, because you would know how your thing. Dwarves have holes. Like, as you get older and, like, erosion happens, you just get holes. Like, it just happens.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
But I mean, yes, it could be a hole, but they wouldn't.
Oh,
I wouldn't think that they would know the difference between a hole and a wound. On
okay,
a
that's fair.
gigantic
You know what?
body.
You know what? That is fair. That is fair. That is fair. Forget I said anything. That is entirely fair.
And the hole that we went into led to what we can only assume is the Heartstone.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw him bleeding from his Heartstone.
Yeah.
That and your I'm not gonna say holes. That and your wounds seem to close pretty cleanly. You can just,
Oh
morph
boy.
over them or whatever.
So would that not be a problem? Should would sealing the cave be good or bad is the question.
I mean, like I guess it depends what our end goal here is, right? Do we want this to go faster or slower?
Hey, that's up to you. That's up to you and the tree priest. What are they called again?
Tree priests, the druids.
Yeah, druid. That's what I was trying to think of. Thank you.
I can't tell if that was in character or not.
It was both. My brain farted.
But
Oh my
Well,
god.
like, I mean, that you gave me an idea with the druids. We could use the druid, like they could help.
if
I mean, we
But
could
if
do we, Lorson, do we need to fill the caverns? Is that going to be an issue for a dwarf?
uh, I mean, I would assume that the wound heals from the inside out. So
Yeah.
like when it gets full, the wound is fixed. But the problem would then be if he is healed, he wakes up and then decides to sit or stand up. Where are we and what would happen?
Well, we don't go in there. I think I have a solution for you.
Well, I didn't mean go in. I mean more so if we are on the outer, like, so if you
Oh,
lay down and I put a rock on your
yeah.
head
Well,
and you stood up, what happens to the rock?
well, yeah. We'll just ask him not
Assuming
to
it
stand
is,
up.
assuming it is a very
Hey.
tiny rock and not, the hammer in my hand.
What if we go to the other side of the river?
That could work.
I have an idea. If you need, if you think filling the caverns is an idea, we should just talk to the druids.
How do we know that the druids are on safe land?
We're
So-
probably gonna need to talk to the druids anyways. Let's be honest. They are.
Yeah.
It seems pretty relevant to them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, I really want to say what body part the burrows are in. I really do.
I don't trust you.
Could
Liv.
you-
No, don't say it.
Liv, could you unpause the game for a second? I want to test
Yep.
something.
Yep. Sorry.
The burrows are in the belly button.
Yep, having the game paused is making me lag for some reason.
Oh, that's wild. Okay, that's weird. All right. Yeah.
Huh.
But
It's also getting lag spikes anytime the dice were rolled, which is weird too.
oh, that's really weird.
I'll troubleshoot that. Not now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Quick question. Did
Yeah.
anybody happen to see what color his heartstone was?
It was his heartstone. It is a ruby and a sapphire joined together.
Mhm.
Why?
What did anybody happen to see what color blood, quote unquote, was leaking out from the wound?
Well, so I said it was the left side, right? So it would be Geth that got hit, and Geth's heartstone is a sapphire, so it would have been blue.
I was
Hmm.
asking in character. But
Oh, sorry. I realized I
No,
didn't
it's
give
okay,
you that
it's okay.
information. Yeah.
So we'll just take it as we saw it.
Yeah.
So Lyndon,
Yeah.
I mean everybody. The blood that was coming out was blue.
Mhm.
What color is the river?
I don't know if that's same.
I mean, I'm just do we know where this river comes from, particularly?
Is the river more blue than a normal river? Is a question for the DM to clarify.
I am going. It is a very, very bright blue river. I am going to ask Linen for. I'm going to ask Linen specifically for either a survival or nature check at advantage, and the rest of you can do it at normal.
I don't get advantage?
No, you do not. Linen grew up here.
I know water.
Yeah, but like this is like more like a. This is a specific kind of thing. Okay.
It's 13.
It is a 9.
Who got a 20?
I just roll 18s.
Okay.
Who got a 20? I saw a 20, or did the dice just bug on my end?
I think they bugged. Nobody's got a 20.
Okay. Are you gonna roll, Xena?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Because you've been in the water as well. Like, all of you have been exposed to this water.
Fair. No.
You ain't know nothing. Okay, so... Linen and Eddie both beat this check. I will say Linen first, because Linen has a special context. So, Linen. This
Yeah.
water is... This water is salt water. The goblins have been basically filtering it for drinking water for like the last forever. Like basically using that reverse osmosis stuff to get the salt out. And also using the salt to preserve their meat. There's not an ocean or anything nearby, so you've never quite been sure where the water is coming from. You know it comes from deeper in the mountain, but your people have never been able to find the exact source. But you do remember being told when you were a kid that before the mines opened up, people used to not panhandle. You know, like
Sifting for gold.
yeah, like you know, like people would like sift for gold, like in like you know, like go to river with like a pan.
Mm-hmm.
Before the mines opened, and like you know, the goblins really figured out how to like dig through the earth. The first like glut of settlers here, the following Prosperity's you know tales, they made most of their money by sifting for sapphires. Because there was just a lot of sapphires in this riverbed. Eddie, this is
Yes,
water.
I am Eddie.
You know that this is water. It is very watery. You can use it to refresh yourself. Yes, it is very salty. But it's not like salt water, like the ocean, like you know it. In fact, you know, one time when you were on a pirate ship and you were knocking over a merchant vessel, you thought it would be very, 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 very cool and intimidating if you went up to one of the sailors who was crying because he thought he would never see his family again, and you licked the tear off his cheek. Now that you think about it, this water,
Eddie, do it.
this water tastes very much like tears. What?
Don't write my character's personality.
It was a pirate thing.
No,
I'm sorry. Okay.
that's not cool.
Okay.
What kind of fish did we catch earlier? Were they saltwater fish?
Yeah, they were saltwater
I
fish.
feel like that's it. That's actually very interesting.
I'm trying to figure out how Eddie would know what tears taste like. Like, and I figured, like, oh, a funny pirate, like, show of intimidation would be it. I'm very sorry. That was an overstep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's tears. It feels like tears when you were refresh yourself in it.
Gotcha.
Alright. Yeah, so that's what you found out.
So, like, the water is blue, is kind of dark blue. And it reminds me of his wound. Should we be concerned? Because if we do heal the wound, we would technically be like downstream from it.
Again, druids. They know like lands and trees and stuff. They didn't know this was a dwarf because they don't know
Yeah.
dwarves, but they know land, and they'll be able to sense like shifts in the planet or something. Probably. That's what they do, right? That's the thing that druids can do. I'm pretty sure that's the thing that druids can do.
You know, I don't know about that specifically, but like either way, I think we have to move because I don't think we can keep our whole like the burrows probably shouldn't be in somebody's body, regardless of how big and rocky they are. And now I'm responsible for this again.
Well, no, the god is responsible for it, not you.
Well,
Hmm.
we'll see. I have an idea. I have an idea. Do you want to hear my idea?
I would
I think I
love to
can.
hear
I
your
think I
idea.
can. I think I can solve the gaping wound in the mountain, which is a weird thing to say, but okay. Um, how do you feel your Lorson? How do you feel your god would do filled with a bunch of brambles just to fill the space?
I don't.
Just fill it with wood,
I don't.
vines,
They're
roots.
I
biodegradable.
don't know if he would be upsetted by it per se.
Like I think we
But
could jumpstart
I'm-
the whole process though, and maybe we could minimize the damage. Hold on, I have an idea. What if we built the framework? What if we didn't let him have the whole mountain?
Ooh.
What if we get the druids to build like a like a like a skeleton, but out of
Mhm.
roots?
That's an idea.
I would think that he still technically has his skeleton.
Dwarves
It
don't.
it'll stay the mountain. It's fine.
Dwarves don't
I
have
don't think
Wait,
they
no,
bones.
have
that's rude.
skeletons.
This should be your call, if
Oh
anyone's.
yeah, you're right. You're right. No skeleton. But I
The
I
problem
would
is,
just I
sorry,
don't
go ahead.
considering that we are not exactly a liquid underneath like a skin, quote
Mhm.
unquote. Like as he taps himself to make the
Yeah.
hardened rock exterior noise.
Well,
I don't know how that would impede the flow from his heartstone.
right. So I was thinking about that, and I've been paying attention to you dwarves because you guys are kind of interesting. But your whole the U part's the crystals in you, right?
Seems like.
The rest is
Essentially.
just rocks. So all we got to do is build a skeleton for those crystals to follow. And I was thinking about that because it's like, what is it going to follow? And I'm like, well, the druids work with plants, so we need the right plants. And Lorson, can we borrow your hammer?
Well,
Hey, Lennon. Hey,
pending
Larson.
that, yes.
Quick question.
Slow answer.
You know how. How can I phrase this? You know how you can take a plant and transplant it into a new set of soil?
Yeah.
We did it with you. We literally did it with you. We could pick a mountain.
Well, I guess that's an idea too.
I mean, that
Is
is
this-
also an idea, but that requires moving not only one,
No, it-
but two very large heartstones.
It's just
Oh,
one.
no, it's heart surgery, but I'm just saying it. I'm just mentioning it.
It's
that's all.
mining. We're fine.
It's Kira, I'll remind you, it is one heartstone. They're just fused together in the middle.
Yeah, they're linked.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's been like I said, it's been
Entwined.
almost fucking 60 days since
2
we
months.
last played. So
I was about to say,
think we
well,
got a
you
lot of
also
good
just
options.
said it not that long ago. My brain just blinked.
yeah.
But it kind of feels like if we were to do the tree root system thing, it feels more like if you were cut and I shoved cloth into the wound.
Oh, I think you missed. I
help
think you missed
stop the
part of that.
bleeding.
I think you missed where I was thinking the plant matter should come from. Your hammer's made from your world tree.
Yes, but you saw how large they were. I have small hammer.
We have druids. Give them a plant. They make more plants.
I just had another idea. I can't figure out if it's brilliant or terrible, but I think I had another idea.
What's
Oh
your
boy.
idea?
That's a hearthstone, right? Pointing at your
Yeah.
hammer.
Oh,
That's two hearthstones intertwined to create one, right? What we could give him his friend as a part of his heart.
I would not recommend that.
No, okay.
That- that sounds terrifying.
I mean,
Yeah.
I understand that you basically have two spirit, that you have your soul and the undying spirit with you, but that was voluntary. It was not forced upon you. And not only that, but it also seems like, I mean, you saw how upset he got with when he first touched the hammer. And now we go and tell him, we used your dead friend to help bring you back to life.
Your
I mean, I
friend's
would just need a
sacrifice
cutting
helped to
of the
restore you.
handle.
Cutting of the handle sounds probably smarter though.
I will agree to giving part of the handle. I do still need something to hold on to it when I sweep.
Yeah.
Oh, we could just have the druids like grow a branch out of it and then use that.
True, that would. Wait, you can do that?
It's called grafting, Jade.
I know, but this is in character. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
I'm talking to Lyndon actually.
Okay.
Again, unless you're saying that as a character that's in the scene, in
Right.
which case,
Okay.
yeah, it's
Okay,
fine.
look, it's hard to tell with you sometimes because you don't do a
That's
voice.
fair.
I would be okay with that if we are able to grow the hammer, like grow a branch. We can easily chop the piece of the branch off.
If you can grow branches and make that regrow, you could grow a new world tree, couldn't you?
That is a thought. But would there be enough nutrients in the world to support 2 or more world trees? A question for a different day.
Mayhaps. Let's keep that in our back pocket, though. There might be something there.
I feel the creeping edges of responsibility.
Oh my
Little
god.
kitty cat, do you have an input into this? You are muted, little kitty cat. You definitely are.
Oh my god.
Someone has cast silence on the kitty cat.
Okay. Well, that's about a paragraph that's just gone. Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, Zeno.
Okay. Okay, so speaking of responsibility, Nightshade will kind of say, and he will try to see if he notices the Duke in like the nearby psychic network.
So-
he's that's kind of the most weighing thing on his mind, in all honesty.
Alright. So, as you're reaching out, like, so you're kind of like doing like the Jedi thing, like, you know, reaching out through the Force
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like it's a mile range. If he's within a mile, I'll know, but otherwise, no.
Okay. Alright. So you reach out with the Force, and you
Don't
sense.
be fucking cringe about it. Stop.
I'm sorry. And you sense the Duke's. He's not that hard to find, because you know his mind is extremely big. And
Yep, there they go.
oh,
You back? you back?
I think
Okay.
I'm going to be completely honest. My Twitch window crashed about 20 minutes ago and still isn't back. I haven't been able to see my chat this entire time.
Okay. I mean,
So
you're still streaming, so
am
that's
I?
something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Neat.
Neat. Fun. All right. So, yes. So yeah. So you reach out and you try and sense him. I really hope no one's like saying anything like spammy in chat, like, 'cause, you know, you're a mod, right? Or I know Shooty's there.
Yeah.
Shooty's still there, I think. Shooty's still there, I think.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
both mods. There's no
Yeah.
spammers, don't
Yeah,
worry.
okay. If any spammers show up, just kill them, because I can't see anything. Alright. Yeah, so you sense his mental imprint, for lack of a better word. And I forget, can you sense emotions, or do you need to like actually be tapped into someone?
I mean, we have been tapped in. We tapped in way back when we first met, when I tried to read his mind.
Oh, right. Okay, so I'll just say that like you kind of get like a sense of like bittersweet kind of like vibes coming from his mental thing. Does it give you a location or just tell you that he's there?
It doesn't. I don't think it gives a location. It's very much of like you can communicate with them.
Yeah, okay. So you sense him and you can feel like the bittersweet vibe coming off him, and that's about it.
Okay, so he's within a mile though, so that's
Yeah.
okay. Got it. All right. Yeah. And like in regards to the actual plan of filling his body with sticks, Nightshade isn't bothered either way. He's not really worried about that. I'll be honest.
Yeah. So you're filling him up on the building him a body out of sticks kind of thing? Like, sorry, I just want to make sure, because, like, I'm going to be honest, I am having trouble hearing. I'm not sure if it is my headset low on battery, or if it's still the internet being the internet.
I'm gonna reinforce that we should talk to the druids because they're kind of relevant to the situation.
I mean, y'all are technically still, like, in, like, the barracks right now. Y'all haven't left yet. You're still talking.
Mm-hmm.
So that could still come. So, just like, what exactly have you told the Duke? I just want to make sure.
What do you mean?
What exactly do you tell him? Like, I just want to make sure that I know.
I mean, we haven't told him anything.
Oh, you haven't told him.
Oh,
Okay, you haven't told
We
him
haven't.
anything.
yeah, I was just making sure he wasn't like miles away. No, this
No,
is the
no,
investigation
no.
we have to worry about very soon.
No, he is still here. We don't know where, but he
I-
is still within a mile.
Yeah, I am not trying to inform him or anything yet. We still have this to take care of.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So you retrieve your gear, or you're just gonna go out in your PJs?
I mean, yeah, I imagine we retrieve it.
Alright. So, just going down the line, Linen. Not only are your arms still made of mithril, but
Hell yeah.
in your bag, so you have your short swords that you had before, and your, functional stage prop bow and arrow, etc., etc., etc. But you also find in, like, just kind of like on top of your stuff, in two very, very nice black leather scabbards, embroidered with mithril, and with a symbol that looks like two crossed forearms.
Ooh.
Are the two mithril short swords, mithril +1 short swords that you had before. I do have some more stuff I want to put on them, but I will do that later. They are magical items. Like, you know that much just from looking at them. These are magical items. You just don't know what they do yet.
Hell yeah.
Just very, very carefully, like, placed on top of your stuff. Jade, you find that your book has the incantation written on it still. And Nightshade, you didn't really gain anything while you were there, so that's fine. And Lorson, You find that I'm not calling it Daddy Mercury. Um, the Aubrian Warhammer. Holly, no, I've had enough of Ham doing that. The Aubrian Warhammer looks how it did in the dream, where the handle has been like basically shaped and sanded and made into a proper handle that's not going to give you splinters. It still has the roots going up, and the head is no longer just a rough chunk of crystal. It is now been reshaped into a proper maul shape, and there are still the runes going down the side. If anyone was, and before anyone tries to, if anyone tries to read it same as in the dream, you can recognize the individual letters, but you cannot string them together into a sentence for some reason.
Can I add? Because they did say what the at least most of the markings were out loud.
Yeah.
Do
I
I
have a
remember them?
Okay, we'll do Lorson first, then I'll get to you, Jade. Okay, so one more thing.
Yeah, no, please.
Just can Lorson remember the list of the rocks and stuff that are listed on the hammer, the shaft?
I don't remember the order I gave them in, so I'll say yes. Just don't ask me to repeat it.
All right.
It's
That's
like, yeah.
That's all I wanted. I just needed to know.
Alright. Jade, what you got?
Hi. Sorry for interrupting there. I just wanted to ask a quick question because you said that the runes are still there but indecipherable.
Nah.
Can they be individually transposed, or is that also impossible?
So, yeah, you could read the. I have chat back now, by the way, so that's good. Thank you, Shooty, for keeping an eye out. Yes. So you can read the individual runes, but even if you take them off and transcribe them onto a piece of paper, putting them together to make the sentence does not work. It's like you start reading it and your eyes just slide off the word. As
Cool.
yeah. Like there is some sort, like Lennon was able to kind of like look at it earlier. There is some sort of magic at work here, but you have no idea what.
I am going to transcribe them twice, once as a sentence and then once on 3 separate pages so that they are separate and distinct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Lennon told you that it was the runes were enchanted, right, Lorson?
Yes.
Yeah, if you wanted to try using detect magic on it, I don't think that's a thing. That's a metagame. If you want to do that. I'm mostly asking now because before we forget, because we've only got about 30 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
Yee.
Why not?
Okay, because I know you brought that up earlier. All right, so you cast it. So as you kind of sit there and you cast detect magic, you look at the runes and you see an aura around each individual rune. There is a confounding ward on here. It is from a. It's a combination of illusion and abjuration magic, and from what you can tell, whatever this ward is, it basically casts a very minor version of feeble mind on you if you try and read it. Basically, like you try and read it, your brain goes fuzzy, and then your eyes just slide off. And the moment you're not looking, yeah, you come back. Like literally, it removes your ability to read while you're looking at the sentence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you know more or less how to work with that. Um, Jade, Lorson, do you
Hello?
share this information with Jade and everyone else, or no? Because Eddie brought up a good point by transliterating them into her notebook, and I don't know if it's something I can say or not. I don't know if you said it to everyone.
So, I mean,
Hmm?
Lorson will bring it up. I
Yeah.
I tried to detect what exactly is magical on these these words down here, and Lorson looks down and points them at, but and he immediately goes blank because he started to read them.
Yeah.
Jade, did you
that's
call it
definitely
the
some?
did you call it the bimbification ward?
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I wrong?
I mean, no, but
Okay. Just checking.
oh, you're not wrong. God damn it.
Well, whatever sort of spell it is, it's definitely god tier because most spells that block any sort of incantation block an individual one rather than any possible transcription attempts or any other instances where these words are together. That's a bit beyond my capability. So, for now, that is.
Yeah.
But I think it's time that we involve another in our conversation here. Eddie's going to stand up and start walking towards the door, and I'm going to gesture for Lennon to follow.
I'm gonna take a minute to like because we're basically where I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take like 2 seconds just to wander around and grab some just like knickknacks and like beloved items because I don't expect this to I don't expect this room to be standing by the end of what we're doing here.
I mean, that's fair.
It's just dumb things like childhood toys or like picture off the wall, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Alright.
Okay, let's go.
All right. So we need to talk to the
druids.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly.
Got it.
Alright. So you make your way out of the barracks and out into the wider thing. As you step out, now that you have the context of this being a dwarf's body, I would like a medicine check from all of you. Lorson, you get advantage because you're a dwarf.
Jesus Christ. I'm glad I had advantage.
Yeah. The moment I open
Oh,
this program
boy.
up, everything explodes.
Do you have hardware acceleration turned on in the settings?
Mayhap.
Turn it off. I do not know why, but hardware acceleration completely breaks this for some reason. I don't know why. Alright, so Lorson and Eddie and waiting for Nightshade.
Yep. Go.
Um,
Come on, work. But dice, stop fighting me. There. Really did not want to roll.
Alright, so that's an 11, 16, 18. Alright, Eddie and Lorson. Eddie,
Oh.
Eddie, from your history of trafficking in body parts of exotic creatures, and Lorson, from you having to clean yours out every now and again, you recognize that the little valley that the goblins have made their home in is the dwarven equivalent of a belly button. So
Gotcha. Wait. That implies things about dwarven reproduction.
could also be aesthetic. Remember, dwarves only grew eyes because they started interacting with people that had eyes.
True. I don't
Yeah.
have a belly button. I was hatched.
Egg.
I was cloned. I don't have one either. All right. All right. So, you also recognize that most of the goblins' like buildings and like just infrastructure is underground as well. And you reckon that if Doongeth were to wake up right now and stand up, any goblin that was like standing in the belly button itself would probably need to like grab hold of something and then shimmy their way down to like, the lip of the belly button or something. Any goblin that is indoors, and by indoors I mean underground, they'd probably be fine, honestly. Like, the goblins would probably need to like readjust like, which way corridors go. But like, they'd be more or less fine.
The wall becomes the ceiling.
Basically, yeah. Or I mean, it's more like a 90 degree thing. So like, basically, like you would have like walls become floors and floors become walls. So, yeah. So it's not the end of the world, but I imagine the goblins might not want to live inside a guy. But that's up to the goblins. But as you step out, you see that most of the goblins are kind of like gathered and talking, and like you hear like chittering in the goblin language, which I don't think any of you speak, including Lennon, which is like really funny. Like, did you used to speak it and you just forgot, or like what? Like, what's
No,
funnier?
I was too busy learning cat.
Oh boy! All right. So as you
Yeah,
come out,
I learned for at least for my little section of goblin culture, I learned everyone speaks cat anyway, so I just learned cat. I didn't bother with the extracurricular language.
Yeah, that makes sense actually.
oh god! All right. So as you come out into the belly button, every single goblin and several carriage cats all turn to face you, and just like literally, it's like everyone turns at once, just like. And you feel every single eye boring into you. Most of them seem confused, a few of them seem relieved, and some of them just seem like, that thing of like, hey, I understand you've done us a solid, but you've made things way,
Hey.
way too complicated.
Hey, so good news, bad news. The good news is we took care of the vampire problem. The bad news is gonna take a little bit more explaining though.
You have to leave.
I-
The end. Sorry, Nightshade's a little tired. Shit. I am
How-
being character, Jay. Don't worry.
Fair,
about
no, totally fair. No, I love it.
it. I'm not trying to like actually be a bitch. This is me being in character.
No complaints.
Okay.
That's good. Oh no, your character's showing emotion.
oh no, that's not supposed to happen.
Oh no.
Oh no.
All right. How do they respond, Liv?
The goblins like look at like, what do you mean we have to leave? We've lived here for generations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a deity.
Kinda. Like.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, where our whole place here, we built it in a god. I'm sorry.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you mean we built
Yeah,
it
then we
inside
can
a
have-
god?
Well, you know how we kept like harvesting all those gems out of the mountain? They seemingly were endless, and it was like really good for somebody. Not, I don't know. It didn't really work out that well in the end. Hey,
I
that should kind of tell us something.
We got some new line of work for you guys already lined up, but things are gonna go sideways real quick if we stay here, and I mean that in a literal sense.
oh my
So-
god.
Yeah. That
So,
mountain
like, okay, so
may start moving.
Wait, where's the druid? Which one's the druid? You're the druid, right? So, like, you can commune with the earth, right? Can you, like, commune? It's the thing that you druids do, I'm pretty sure.
Hey.
You should
So-
probably, like, yeah.
So this druid, who is the elderly one that you've seen, like around, the one who's like kind of like acting leader right now, she She looks to
After we
you.
shift the other one.
Huh? What?
We shift the other leader.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. She's going to look very confused from him. She's like, I mean, no, I can't commune with the earth. I'm a growth druid. Rocks don't.
Oh, great! We have a stick we need you to look at.
Uh,
That's not as important, but that's also super important.
I. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah,
I-
we've lived here for so long. What do you mean? Like,
Alright, so, you know how dwarves are like made of ground and stuff? This ground is made of dwarf. This one, all of it. No, like they're not like all of it.
I
Okay, so you mean to tell me that this entire mountain is a dwarf?
Yeah, you've been harvesting red blood cells for ages.
I mean, we get along fairly well with the dwarves. I mean, I'm sure we can talk this out. We've got nowhere we can go.
If this thing stands up, you're gonna go somewhere.
would you
After-
prefer to live inside of a dwarf? That is the question.
Well, man, Lorson, I was gonna get there. That's a heavy way to start that.
I mean, you did immediately start the conversation saying they need to get out.
That wasn't me.
Yeah, that was my bad. But
Okay, you're right. It wasn't you, but that is how the conversation started.
Yeah,
you
I was
may
gonna
be
build up to
able
that, but here we are.
Yeah, you all could possibly try to get him to let you live inside him again. But right now, he's going to be waking up.
And when he wakes up, he's probably gonna be hungry. And I do not know what that means in this context.
At the very least, he's going to be moving. And I would not want to be in this cave system if I were you.
So we kind of, if you think about it, we resolved the forester issue at the same time. If you kind of squint and think about it.
I mean, I doubt they're gonna stay.
Exactly. See, problem solved there too.
I mean, I think I have a different solution, which is probably less destructive. I hope.
Oh.
I mean, it's the same solution, but just smaller. I think we should just build a smaller body.
I don't think that will work because remember when we had to rehouse Lorson's heart? I do not know how to phrase that. I'm so sorry if that's like weird, but when we had to like reconstitute Lorson, the right amount of earth wrapped itself around the heartstone.
Yeah, but
And
we
if that
didn't-
happens here, the right amount of earth is going to be determined by the heartstone, not by any of us.
I
And if
I
there's
mean,
not
we
enough, I
didn't-
think it won't wake up.
we didn't build Lorson with a bunch of druids and some of a world tree.
That's true. We didn't have the option. I'm sorry, Larson. We will try to do better next time.
There's going to be a next time. There was a first
Anyways.
time. When was this?
You pulled your heart out and threw it at. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I vaguely remember pulling my heartstone out, but that's it.
Yeah, that tracks.
And then I was awake
Anyways.
again.
Yeah. Anyway, I
Actually-
guess that's the
oh.
question for the druids. Can you grow a body out of a branch of a world tree?
The druid, she kind of goes like, well, I mean, I suppose, but like, where would we get a branch of the world tree? We'd have to go all the way to Orbrius and back, and I don't think that's possible.
No, we got one. That's not a problem.
They made it into a hammer.
I am surprisingly resourceful. This will happen again. Just don't worry. We've got that part.
A branch of the world tree used in a hammer.
Yeah, it's a nice hammer.
I mean, I would imagine so.
It's a really nice hammer.
I mean, I suppose if we had a, I don't know, as you kind of like measured out with their hands, like maybe like a 3-inch section, we could maybe graft it onto an existing tree and work from there. Like, we usually grow crops, not so much trees, but we could probably make it work. Why would
Druids
you...
grow tree traps?
Well, I mean, they're not worrying about the tree, they're worrying about the fruit on the tree. Like, they aren't growing trees for fun. You know what I mean?
Either. I figured you druids it all, for fun all the time.
Hell,
Our,
I mean...
the trees we have are the big dead ones.
True.
We have the big dead ones for the cats. That's all we have trees for. Most of our
Mm,
stuff is
yeah.
fruit vegetables.
Then, wait, but it was a big problem that they were cutting down the trees, though, right? I mean, not anymore, because they're gonna be like super dead when this thing wakes up, kind of like us. Anyways, what were we saying?
Well, the goblin goes, well, first off, we do grow the trees, yes, but we don't really much care that much about the trees once they're fully grown. I mean, like, you can grow a full-size lemon from a lemon tree about, like, 2 inches tall, right? Doesn't really matter what the tree... Yeah.
Lemons come from trees?
Please tell me that's in character. Please tell me that's in character.
It is. It is.
Okay, I was gonna say. Yeah, like, we don't so much care, like, what the tree looks like. It's, like, well, how healthy it is, so long as it produces fruit. Just, like, sidebar real quick. I saw a lemon tree that big. And oh my god, it looks so cute. It's just, like, lemon tree, 2 inches tall. And it's just growing a full-size lemon. And I'm just like... My god, fruit trees deny the laws of thermodynamics. I swear to god.
That sounds like some Charlie Brown stuff right there.
It's real, though, I swear.
You will have to link me later.
Yeah,
Thou must.
I will try to. But yeah, so I'll try to find it again. But yeah, so like the druid just go like, yes, if you get us a section, but like, what do you need it for? What are we doing?
I'm fuzzy on this part. This is you, Lennon.
Yeah, I guess it's my plan. Okay, so my thought is how much do we have to fill in before I can explain this right? Have you ever been down in the mines? I guess there's a really big sapphire and thing. If you ever saw that, that's a heartstone. Imagine a dwarf that big, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it to be that big. That seems like a problem. So, like, I'm thinking we take a chunk of this world tree piece,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys grow out the roots and make a framework of a different body of world tree roots. Do you think you guys can like shape a body of roots?
I mean,
And then we just let the dwarf grow out into that framework, and hopefully that works.
I mean, I suppose, but it would take a long time, and you're saying this dwarf could wake up at any moment?
You already felt the ground rumble.
Yes, we did. That's why we're all out here wondering what
Yeah, that's him.
what's happening. Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing that's happening. If you could
Mm.
communicate with the ground, you'd know that.
Okay, so he's gonna be big. Okay. Okay, I think we should evacuate.
I do have an idea, but I'm not sure if it would work.
I have an idea too. You go first. Yours is probably better.
Well, so we've made dealings with the dwarves before. When we were, our people, we would smuggle them things when they were resisting the mages. We've made contact with dwarves elsewhere. I've heard stories of dwarven proxies, where the dwarves can project their consciousness into a smaller body while leaving theirs dormant. Maybe with the right materials, we could convince this deity to maybe temporarily inhabit a smaller form and give us time to get things in order.
Well, we are going to run into the same issue that you have said, that creating a body will take very long.
I mean, the proxy body can be a lot smaller. We could if we had the right materials, we could put together the proxy body this afternoon.
Hmm, I-
Afternoon.
Guys, pocket god.
okay, hear me out.
We'll make him nightshade sized.
No, the Heartstone is bigger than Lupert.
But that'd be adorable. Imagine a
Okay.
little dwarven god that's just fits in your boot.
I hear what you're saying. That is adorable. But let's flip that on the other side, shall we? Imagine that you are a god as tall as a mountain, and you've been dreaming for a time immeasurable, and you wake up, and now you are fun-sized. I'd be livid. That's not their body. Body dysphoria sucks.
Which is why my
I think you're missing the point where we get the consent for this.
They need to wake up before they can consent. I mean, that's...
Do they? Can we not just go down there and talk to the Orson? I don't know how your people work
Dude.
enough.
They're not awake. People who are sleeping cannot consent.
he is like Doongeth is in the process of waking up. That's what the shuddering is for. And Lorson would know that dwarves do not really need mouths. They can talk straight from the stone. But you do not know if he is in a position to talk or not because you have not gone into the cave.
I don't know enough about my own people to offer insight on this situation.
I say we move people to Oasis. We have the food, we have supplies. By now, Jacob's already going to be there with food routes already in place.
But
mean-
yeah, by the end of the afternoon, it might be too late by then. He's shaking now.
We can just take all the goblins, and then I guess we just come back after. What? It's a hole in the ground, but we just start growing more things, and
It'll be fine once you can properly communicate with him.
yeah, we'll have
Yeah.
access to so much nice fertile dirt.
Mm-hmm.
The goblin druid will kind of let out a sigh and be like, very well, I will inform our people to begin preparing for evacuation. But just in case, I will also begin gathering the materials for the proxy.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably a good idea.
Your
Absolutely.
friend, the tall human, he's down in the cave with the
Right.
yeah, with where we found you. I'm not quite
Oh, he's
sure
still
what
here?
he's.
Yeah, I immediately forgot about that guy.
Yeah, same actually.
I'm pretty sure I forgot about him last time too. Like
Wait, are we talking about the same person?
the vampire. Well, I guess he's not a vampire, hey?
Goldie Vamp.
Yeah. Yes, the Duke. Yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
find out what he's going to expect of
Yeah.
me.
I mean, maybe he can help. Like we're already tied up in him, so
Yeah.
I mean, he'll definitely contact us. He's with an old friend right now, right?
yeah. But maybe that's our solution. Maybe he has a better method of communication than we do. Like it's not like we're gonna get locked into another contract that we don't fully understand or know what's happening about.
Man, it's up to y'all. Y'all can just leave with the goblins and go to. Oh wait, go back to Oasis, or you could touch base with the Duke.
Nightshade, you can just message the Duke, right?
I can.
Let's evac now. Well, we can. Make sure the cats are safe and all that jazz.
Mhm.
Head out to Oasis, and then we message the Duke and be like, "Hey, what's up?" That's my vote. We can talk about it. We can figure something else out. But that's my vote.
That sounds
I-
pretty solid to me as well, though.
I just don't feel comfortable imposing something different on a god while they're trying to recorporealiate existing things.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of have thoughts about that because I don't think that is the size that the Heartstone is now. Then, if it's been growing all these years and just been chipping stuff off of it, I don't know if he's ever like been that big.
Maybe not in the past, but I think he will be now, because there's legends of dwarves that are the size of mountains.
Oh, sure, but
If one's gonna if one of those has ever existed, then it's gonna about to exist again. If there's truth to those legends at all, then that truth will become manifest here. And if it never happened in the past, then maybe it won't happen here. But it's better to be safe than screwed.
Hmm.
yeah, all right.
Now,
We can feel.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna close to cap that off by saying, we can feel the ground rumbling, and that's good enough information for me.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
Nightshade is likely going to actually stay behind and go to the Duke. You all know the way.
Oh no,
No.
I was gonna be last out if no one else was to.
Well, Nightshade's gonna go to the Duke face to face.
Yeah. No, if you're doing
Yeah.
that, I'm following you for sure.
Yeah, because this is a deal Nightshade made. He feels responsible for this. So
If
And he-
if you do
he-
not mind my my accompanying you, I will follow
Yeah.
you.
Of course. But like, at least half of the party needs to escort the goblins, I would say.
Yeah, I'd probably before following Nightshade off to wherever, make sure that our little torch goblin and trash cat are leading this evacuation probably.
Oh, we need
Okay.
to
Well,
we need to
leading
properly
in the way that they can.
yeah. We need to properly set Trash Cat's stuff up, Linen, but we gotta redo your
Yes,
sheet
we do.
anyway for Beast Mastery.
Hmm.
Alright. Yeah, so you set Trash Cat up to basically protect everyone else. Like you and Trash Cat, you're simpatico now, so like you're fine for that. Is anyone else going to see the Duke and Dungeth, or is it just Linen and Nightshade? Is Lorson going with the goblins? Is Eddie going with the goblins, or is it just
Eddie's
going on?
leading.
Okay, Eddie is leaving. Okay, Lorson?
Leading the goblins.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Leaving with the goblins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Lorson, are you leaving with the goblins, or are you going with Nightshade and Linen to meet Dungeth and the Duke?
I would think it would be better for me to go and meet my quote unquote deity.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
And apparently he believes that I am a different person.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so with that, okay, so we are right at our end time.
This would be a nice place
Ah,
to end
yeah.
off
Yeah.
next time.
I am going to leave us there. And we will continue not next week, but the week after. Jade, you will. Huh? Huh? Sorry, that's right. That just completely threw me off there for a second. Sorry, Jade. So like next session, it might take a minute before we get to bounce over to Eddie, but I will have stuff for Eddie
That's fine.
out with the goblins. But yes, what did everyone think? I hope it went well, because this has been living in my brain for the last 2 months. I have been so hoping it would go well. I spent so much time just giving all of these dwarves stat sheets, I didn't even use half of them.
Oh, trust me, I have like literally everybody in Lonfell statted out. I get it.
I love that. Love that.
But no, I thought this was good. I will say, Nightshade, that you do not need to apologize for being in character, and I hope that I don't either. Like, if your character is, you know, really frustrated and annoyed and expressing it, that's great. I actually liked that moment a lot.
Okay.
Awesome.
Inter-party communication is good,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a good amount of it this episode, which I
Mhm.
appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
We really got to see Larson shine for, you know, I'm not going to say the first time, but more than they have had a chance to before.
Yeah.
I am
Oh.
always shining when I'm touching the hammer.
True.
No, we're gonna get into some good Lorson bits in the future. I hope, if it's all planned out the way I want to. Hopefully, I don't have to skip too much of it because of us being gone so long. Yeah. Favorite parts? Anyone?
The conversation at the end, hands down for me.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
I really...
from everything from when we went outside and started talking there after, pure gold.
I really enjoyed my conversation with the Duke. I found that very interesting and fun to do.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, yeah. Also, everyone gets a level up as well. I forgot to mention. I didn't really know
Neat.
how to slip that in. Yeah.
Oh, yay!
I mean, you just broke free of a god's dream, so
Heck yeah.
that seems like a good enough milestone to me. Lorson, I am. So your weapon, it has a new ability, but that ability will not become known to you until you either break the ward on it, or you achieve a certain requirement that I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Okay. Good to know.
Alright, just letting you know. Alright. Any concerns, complaints, issues, desires? Take that as a no.
Not offhand.
No.
Oh yeah.
I think we did very well.
Saying you may feel this or your character might remember X, Y, Z is fine. Saying, hey, here's me writing a part of your backstory, definitely not cool.
Okay, sorry. I, like,
Yeah.
literally, I was just going off of, like, what you've told me about Eddie is, and I was just kind of thinking, like, this might be a thing she might have done.
Right, but
Yeah, that's
Eddie's
fair.
primarily a smuggler, rather than you know, like it's a pirate ship, but it's primarily a smuggling ship, if you recall.
That's fair.
It's,
That's fair.
and even then, it's writing. Yeah.
I
you
thought,
get it.
yeah, I got it. I literally, my brain was like, it is tears. How would Eddie know what tears taste like? I do not remember. I could not think of anything at the time.
I assume that everyone's tasted their own tears at some point.
Everyone's tears taste different. Don't ask me how I know.
I won't.
Okay. I don't think there's anything else. Oh yeah, Lennon. Since we need to, like, redo your character, I'm not going to add the mithril arms, thing to your sheet just yet. I'm gonna wait until we have the new sheet. Do we want to
Makes sense.
do we want to do that on Friday when we're streaming together anyway?
Sure, why not? That
Sure.
sounds good.
Hell yeah. Alright. I don't think I have any other things. But I hope you all enjoyed. I'm still trying to learn how to do Dungeon Alchemist again because they changed it. In a good way. I want to point out, in a good way. The Dungeon Alchemist now works way, way better, but because I have not used it in almost 2.5 months, because it requires 2 arms to use properly, I do not remember how to use it, so I'm still having to learn how to do maps again. But if a map is required, then I will do one. But for now, this is good. I like this. Linen.
Yo.
One more thing. Can you actually draw a trash cat?
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Okay. Because I feel like just having, like, a real life palace cat as the picture would be kind of silly.
Yeah, no, we can get art done.
Oh yeah. All right. So other than that,
Also, I'm going to form a petition to give Lupert thumbs.
I mean, the thing is, Looper doesn't really need them. I mean, let's be honest, Looper made kitty pajamas by himself without thumbs. He's very talented. Alright,
It's very good.
very good. Alright, so, with that, if anyone has anything to shill, now would be the time to do it.
If you like D&D, there's a full playlist of another campaign that both Liv and I are both in that's been going very well and very interestingly. It's very much full of esoteric TTRPG nerd jank because that's how I run things. But the New World campaign is available on my playlist tab, and it's got like what, 30 episodes, 40, a lot.
Yeah. Larson? Anything? I know you said you were starting to stream again last time we played, but I don't know if that's still going.
I mean, I'm still streaming. It's kind of on a at will kind of thing, just because work, partner, cub, schedule is all out of whack. I
Yeah.
can't really get back on track with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's rough.
Yeah. Well, what do you? So it's just you don't really have a schedule or anything?
Nothing concrete. It's
Alright.
like my schedule changes week to week, and then every 2 weeks it flips, and it's great.
That's fair. Alright, I'm assuming I shouted. Yeah, I shouted out the correct username there. Is that you?
Yeah.
Alright.
No.
No, it's not you.
I. We've got a second I
Where's the second I go?
after the O.
Kiroha. Oh,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
and if you're on Twitch,
There you go.
make sure you not to follow me on Twitch if you're on Twitch. Just saying.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Kiro just posted in chat. Don't follow the person I just shouted out. Follow the person who just went beep. Lennon, do you have anything?
I mean, I guess technically it's a thing we both have to show.
Yeah.
We and Xeno too. We have another TTRPG campaign going, 5e campaign, same setting, run by me on Thursday nights over on my channel,
Yeah.
which is just the Goblin Burrows on
Yeah.
Twitch.
And if anyone's interested in Koros as a setting, I will be releasing a source book eventually. But if anyone asks me for it, I'll give you the primer that I've got. I'm trying to get the book actually properly like made and formatted, but that's hard. Also, I'm working on a completely different TTRPG like from scratch, so split attention, yay! Xeno, when are you debuting?
Fuck you.
Wait, still? It's been like 2 months. Okay.
Xeno, when? Give us a time, Xeno.
When money.
What are you still waiting on, by the way? I'm actually curious.
Money. Not
Ah.
stream live. We're
Ah.
on stream later.
Oh, right, sorry, right. Alright, as for me, you guys have probably seen it today, but I have my, 2 new models that I'm working on. So, that's fun. Also, that's a bot, I'm gonna ban that. Kill, no, die. There we go.
No.
I had a stalker show up earlier on my. So that's.
Oh,
you know.
that's fun.
No, they
yeah.
got banned instantly.
Yeah. Yeah, so okay, sorry. So yeah, so I got my 2 new models, Nova and Maeve. They're very glad to see everybody. Got 1 more still coming. I just need the money to actually convert her model. And I hope you all enjoy those. I will return tomorrow at 2 p.m. with some stuff. For the meantime, though, I'm gonna go raid my boyfriend because he's playing car games and he really likes his car games. Everyone go give him big kisses, okay? Okay. Bye, everybody. I love you.